Hey everybody. Good evening to you. It's morning for me. Um to be perfectly honest with you, I wasn't going to go live, but something came to my attention. I've been, what I'm saying, looking into the space over there. There's been some hoopla and some hooty doo and all this other crazy stuff. Um with I actually this avatar is not going to do it right today. Uh because I'm not in that bag. So I'm gonna have to change it to my yeah. So yeah, I really kind of stay out of this stuff because I don't really care. Uh, you know, to a certain degree, past that, it's content. But um, people are free to say whatever they want. But when when someone comes up with a solution to something, a viable solution that has actually worked over years, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not the architect of this initiative. It was actually, you know, it was actually put together by Cerulean Gray and Charles Faulkner. I know Charles Faulkner personally, because we come from the same area. Of course, if you heard us talking, we talk about wrestling and stuff because we actually wrestled each other. We went to rival high schools. We have a large amount of respect for each other. I have a large amount of respect for Cerulean, but people are talking about things, but they're not actually putting them on screen and actually doing a breakdown of said things. And when you get someone um, saying or alluding to something without actually doing the research, and I would have, and I wouldn't even responded to the video if the person actually went and found the initiative and had their critique of it. And it's fine to be, to be critical of certain things, especially when it has to deal with your community and so forth and so have you. The problem is that the person, because they have whatever they have going on, they want some type of attention. And that's okay. And that's fine. So since you want the attention, I think it behooves me, because I actually took part in the initiative, not knowing what the initiative was until it was explained to me. And what I mean is, I think the initiative came around back in, I think it was put together. I would need Cerulean up here back in 2019. If I'm in 2018, 2019, I would have to go back and look. But the initiative doesn't belong to just Cerulean and Charles. This has been stated, and even Cerulean said he just calls it the initiative, so it wouldn't belong to one. To just that. It's for the community. It's to be added, taken away from. Anybody can use it if they so desire. But let's see. Most black men, right? And it was really for black men, had nothing to do really with black women for that case, right? It was a thing, it was a directive, it was a call to action. College is expensive. College is really expensive, so much that the president of the United States has relieved student loan debt twice. That's how bad college is. Student loan debt in college. So 2017 for sure. Okay, 2017 for sure. So when this came about, when this was actually put forth, I guess when I got wind of it, I was already removed from the military for about almost 20 years. Because, like, if I would have stayed in the military, my bad. If I would have stayed in the military, let me take that back. If I would have stayed in the military when this came across my radar, I'd have did like 20 years. I got out in 2007. So that would have gave me 12 years out of the military. So I've already Oh, what's going on, Poetic Cows? What's going on, sis? I've already did the initiative. Um, After World War II, after the Civil War, if we talk about Black Wall Street and when they burnt that down and all of this other stuff, that was after the Civil War. A lot of black men got a lot of things. Um, a lot of black men got helped build the community. The black communities jumped leaps and bounds after a couple of wars. Why was that? Because the black men that went to war came back with skills, came back with uh, they came back with spoils of war. What that means is they came back with getting pensions and resources and they went to college and they came back and they helped build up their communities because they otherwise wasn't getting these things. What's going on, Ruby? Keep enjoying your birthday. You know what I'm saying? Sir Petty is going in. Sir Petty is going in. But what I'm basically saying is, does the Great Faulkner Initiative, or dubbed the initiative, work? Does it work? Yes, it does work. Because the Irish instituted this, the Italians, the Germans, every group of people, as far as you know, that is coming to the United States of America has instituted this because that was the only way for men of meager means to actually come in to a substantial amount of wealth and protect their community and to build it up. The civil rights movement of the 60s, the late 50s and the 60s. Yeah, you see the Martins and the Malcolms, but the people that everybody look at that actually would initiate and actually do the security were the Black Panthers. Most of those Black Panthers came from where? The Vietnam War. They were trained, they were soldiers, they were organizing. A lot of these welfare programs, free lunch and all of these other things for single mothers and outreach and rec centers came about from their doing of organization in a militaristic mindset because they were trained in the military and they know it got stuff done. So for you to sit there asininely and says it doesn't work and you've seen it work just because you didn't partake in it, just because you are a failure in your life and you don't see yourself doing it because you're past your goddamn prime. And then you're going to try to lump up with a group of men that actually put in the work, showed the receipts, have done and shown their work from the meager means of which they pulled themselves up from the mud and actually showed you, yo, if you can't go to college, if you can't do X, Y, and Z, then go in the military because that is better than doing the other options. Because you can build a legacy. You can do what you need to do. The problem is that when you have idiots, what's going on, Surreal? I'm sorry, I was in my bag. I was in my bag.
Hey, it's completely fine. Hey, I was
Oh,
enjoying.
either you muted or I can't hear you. Hold on, let me do this.
How am I coming
Hold on,
in now?
Surreal. No, you good. You good. It's me. It's me. You're
Well, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
there, yeah.
Hey, I was enjoying it. Hey, you was
Yeah, I didn't know
preaching.
you was that. What is? I'm sorry, man, but you know, this is like you know what? I was going to pull up what he said, right? Because I'm gonna put it up on screen. I'm not going to play it, you know, because if he wanted to have the conversation, like if he would have went there, did his due diligence, pulled the initiative down, right? looked at it,
with the
picked it apart.
with the Gray
I wouldn't have had nothing to say.
TV, with the Gray Regime.tv website, I made that the home page. I took away all the other links, right?
Yeah.
I made that the front page. There's a reason why I did that, to make it easier for people to look it up and find it, apply it to where they will. I mean, there's people in my local community that ask me about this thing all the time, right? Some of these people start 501c3s, some start other organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, we're not with the grant chasing, with all of the red tape that comes with getting grants and underwriting all that. We're not with that. Let's just go ahead and do it ourselves. And I didn't see what Big J said per se, but just from the history of being in this space, right?
Mm-hmm.
The initiative has had no shortage of detractors saying, "Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, that ain't gonna never work." Da, 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 da. I mean, if you remember, we had City of Goofnuts '91. He used to say it all the time. "Oh, well, it ain't gonna never work." It's like, but yet Baltimore City just had 2 years in a row graduating class with mostly black folk that joined their police departments to serve their communities. As a result, you're seeing the rate of police abuses and brutality in the city of Baltimore go down, and then couple that with you just had low-level crimes being decriminalized in that same state.
But hold on, let me. So what you're saying is the black woman that's the district attorney, the black man that I went to high school with, graduated high school with, is the mayor.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? I just, you know what I'm saying? I just want you, you know what I mean, to comprehend. I'm from Baltimore City. Charles is an officer of the goddamn law in Baltimore City, right? You know what I'm saying? And me and Charles had a long conversation yesterday after his stream. He was actually talking about how the sister, a black woman, was the first black woman, right, to win, like, of any country, to win an Olympic gold medal in wrestling. And she was wrestling another black woman from Nigeria in the final.
Well,
You know what I'm
man,
saying?
that just speaks to the nobility of black Americans, right? Like,
You know what I'm saying? And the Japanese has been killing it. Like, they've been destroying it. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm like, that's neither here nor there. But this is, the thing that pisses me off about it is the title of it, right? I don't care, right? I don't care perfectly because I know that it works. And if I know that it works, and there's how many hundreds of thousands of black folk that joined the military between the time that they fought for the right in the civil war to be in the military to fight till now.
right. And then not only that, when I talked about the military, I talked about the ages, right? But 17 to 25, those are your prime military years.
Well, here you go. You got ideally you put up here 100,000 per year between the ages of 17 and 27. Should and must consider military is because of the reasons. However, it can be of great benefit if the Black American community made a culture of mandatory service for at least 4 years per. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
because one, people that don't really understand the points of the initiative, like, mind you, before we even started calling it the initiative, like, me and Charles have been talking about that since like mid to late 2017.
Mm-hmm.
When it was finally put on paper was 2019.
Yeah.
Right. So and it's ever changing too. Like, I think the last time I updated it was about 7 or 8 months ago.
Yeah.
which, as I can see, is long overdue for another revision or some additions to the initiative.
Yeah.
And so the input, it doesn't, come from off the top of my head. It doesn't come from being pulled out of my ass. These are literally things that are pulled literally from the community. That's why I didn't put it, wait to put it in the book and try to monetize it to try to fleece a couple of dollars out of you. We've
Oh, it's not
always
on
viewed,
Amazon?
no,
Okay, so
because
hold on. Let me ask you a question, Cerulean. So you did something, right? Because these are directs, right? These are directives. Like what I mean is that there's the military, there's law enforcement, there's other things to do, but these are actually solutions. Like there's an actual thing that you can do, right? There's no spiritual pray to God, hoopla in the sky, none of that, right?
no. See, that's why
Okay.
if you look at the initiative, the beginning of the initiative, it speaks about the three main issues of the Black community, and those are access to wealth, resources, and opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, these are things that tangibly disadvantage us, and the initiative is all about how to rectify, and it's based on the premise of literally the 9 areas of human activity that
Mm-hmm.
affect human life, institution wise. Why? Because the premise is rooted in this idea that when you look at wealth and wealth generation,
Mm-hmm.
how wealth is distributed across all aspects of human life. For instance, when you pay taxes, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
does that taxes go? It goes to generate and create wealth, and those things are mandated by the government. And where does the government invest that money to expand and generate more wealth, which is what grows GDP in this country? Well, it goes to the critical institutions of this country. It goes to the military. It goes to the law enforcement. It goes to education. It goes to law.
Mm-hmm.
Even down to your faith-based initiatives, which is your religion, which is the shit that old boy who calls himself trademark in the Black Manosphere. This the shit that he's peddling, which is not going to put any fucking money into your pockets, which is not going to put any kind of resources or help you generate any kind of fucking wealth. They're going to tell you, look, you don't have to really do anything. Fuck going to the military, fuck being a servant of your own community and trying to, be a good steward of your community by serving it as a police officer,
Mm-hmm.
right, which is a paramilitary organization. No, don't try to be a teacher. No, don't try to be a community organizer or a help hunter. No, what you do is you fall to your knees like the sucker you've been doing and pray to some some invisible man in the sky who, if you just pray hard enough, or if you just suck his dick good enough, that blessings will fall from the sky as rain does to the earth. Utter nonsense. The only
Well,
motherfuckers that is involved with religion that generate wealth are the motherfuckers that lead religions. That's why your pastor driving around in this nice car, got a house in the hills, don't even live next to you Negroes. Right? Go and pay millions of dollars for a house out in the hills somewhere, while his very patrons of that church are walking, catching public transportation, carpooling, and yet they'll give their last fucking dollar. He's peddling the same shit. That's why I say he looked like a goddamn choir director.
yeah. And here's really now I got the initiative up here on the screen. I dropped the link in the chat, for people to go check it out.
So the
And
whole so the whole premise behind it is how does the Black American tap into the wealth of American capital and those very critical 9 institutional bases, which we only use 6, we cut out 3, which is the religion, the sex, and the entertainment. Why? Because we've seen what entertainment gets you. I mean, if you want to be a $40 million slave, you want to go, and it has nothing to do with getting rid of athletics or any of that. But if you want to be a $40 million slave, you want to be the most imprisoned person in America, yeah, go ahead and be an entertainer. They'll be treating your ass like Snoop Dogg and the Baby, making you apologize for speaking your fucking mind, despite the fact that what you very well may be saying may be all facts.
mm-hmm.
You have no freedom as an entertainer. And they show you, when you talk about cancel culture, we just talked about cancel culture.
Yeah.
Cancel culture is actually rooted in anti-blackness. White folk only give a fuck about it whenever it affects them. They think that they could keep getting away with doing dumb shit, and nobody's supposed to say anything. Nobody's supposed to do anything. It's just a way to shame your ass back into silence. The same way that they're doing the Baby right now.
Yep. Exactly. So when I listened to it, and I didn't listen to it wholly, I skimmed through it because when he started stuttering, I had to skip it. You know what I'm saying? When he started stuttering, I had to skip it. You know what I'm saying? I got a cousin that stutter, so I finished a lot of his sentences because I got shit to do. So and he gets mad about it, but I understand what he's saying. So with that being said, is that this is what he went. I'm gonna pull down the initiative because y'all can read it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the entire idea is about expanding the Black middle class.
Exactly.
Because when you really look at it, every time the middle class of America is attacked, whether it be some kind of depression, recession, housing bubble, what have you, right? It's always the Black middle class that ends up getting hit the worst in this country. While they're sitting there saying, "Oh, the middle class, American middle class is always shrinking." Incorrect. There's all kind of programs that whites have been using behind the scenes that Negroes haven't even been privy to.
Right.
And now what you're seeing now is a shift in paradigm where you're actually seeing the results of the initiative actually working to get laws changed, which is policy. You're seeing more and more Black folk fighting at the state level. This is why you see the Republicans, or what you call the conservative leaning Republicans, constantly keep trying to give you this narrative of democratically controlled cities. Why? Because they're losing. They don't, because you know what a conservative is. Oh, we don't want to share anything. We know that all of these people are Americans, but we want privileges and rights for certain Americans, not all. And what has been happening is that Black Americans that are in these critical institutions have been exerting their strength and influence in order to ensure that shit is shared amongst the whole of society.
No.
That they can no longer keep just doing this selfish shit where, oh, we're gonna create this program, similar to way America wasted billions of dollars creating new infrastructure for fucking meth addicts, right? Because a meth addicted white, it's a medical crisis, while a crack addicted Black, it's a fucking criminal. And now, when you make it fair across the board, and then now you have a city or a state like Maryland or a city like Baltimore that is leading the charge in decriminalization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people say, "Oh, it's a mistake." Oh yeah, police officers walking off the job. Hey, fine. And you know what happened? That's why I'm so proud of the Ebano police of this country. Them crackers left off the fucking job because it's, oh, well, if we can't prosecute, basically, in other words, if they can't bash some Negro's head in for being for fitting a description that doesn't fucking exist, then we're not gonna do the goddamn job. You know what? And I'm so proud of niggas that niggas say, okay, you don't want to do the job, fine. And you know what they did? They fucking stepped up, and now they're serving their communities the way they're fucking supposed to be served. And as a result, in the city of Baltimore, you've seen police brutality go down in a tremendous way.
Yeah.
That's why I did the Gray Regime honors of Faulkner almost 2 years ago now. He was a part of the instruction group that fucking led to those kids graduating and serving their communities.
Exactly. And now I'm gonna say this, Cerulean, right? Now, this is his chat. I'm not playing this video, right? I'm not playing this video. Y'all can go watch it for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
They say keep the government out. See, this is the funny thing about it. It was the government that got your ass out of slavery. See, because the government realized that during slavery, there was two things that was happening. You had industrialism, the Industrial Revolution, reaching the far western shores of the Americas. You had a constant onslaught of slave rebellions that was making the institution, that very peculiar institution, too expensive to maintain. So if you have slaves that are willing to risk life, limb, and even that of their fucking offspring to destroy the very thing that it becomes the wealth base of this country, which at that time was agriculture. And you burning down the motherfucker who directly interfaces this very peculiar system and marries it to American economy that has made this country what it is, and you fucking taking down that plantation, and you take down enough of these plantations, what begins to happen? Well, we got to find a solution to the slave problem. That's why it's always was called the Negro problem. What's the solution to it? Well, the solution, we got to fucking rapidly advance the industrial program here. That's why during the time of Abraham Lincoln, it was a bigger priority for him to finish the fucking railroad to connect the north and south and to connect the east to the fucking west.
Yep.
Than it was to keep the institution of slavery. That's why he said, if I could literally keep this country together without ending slavery, I would. Unfortunately, you motherfuckers can't afford it. So I'm going to create, and it might cost us a lot of money in the short term, which is a lot of government investment in the short term to ensure that the South and the North are connected via railway, and the East and the West are connected via railway. Yeah, we're going to pay a whole lot of money in the short term, but it's actually going to come out cheaper than the slaves keep destroying all of this property that we use to export around the world, specifically to Europe.
Mm.
And that's what he did. He used the government, and this is the problem I have with conservatives. They love socialism whenever it's them. Didn't Mitch McConnell just fucking vie for a pork belly sign-off project for your state? Nobody told Mitch McConnell, look, your state need to pull itself up by its bootstraps. There's been a fucking welfare baby all this time. Oh, no. Then he had to come out and say, well, if we could just keep corporations out of government, and then what happened? The corporations pulled back that money, and now they want socialism again. Hey, don't be so hasty. I mean, if money wasn't the biggest priority, it's like, well, money is the biggest priority as far as getting policy change.
Mm-hmm.
Now Mitch McConnell talking a different language. But see, we all know Mitch McConnell has always been a company man. He's going to suck the dick of whoever the fuck is in power.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he'll put on a fucking liberal hat tomorrow. Matter of fact, he's wearing a liberal hat now, trying to fucking suck the peanuts out of Joe Biden's ass.
Well, you know, Cerulean, we understand it and we get it but for the remedial niggas that's over there, and this is why I was trying to keep it to here, right? With this remedial person right here, right? This retarded nigga right here, right? Is what he's trying to do is he's trying for whatever reason or whoever put a battery in his fucking back, right? What he's trying to do is pull us over here into whatever fuckery that's going on with Dr. Spencer of dick pills, right? And the problem
I mean,
is
don't get me wrong, Dre. Don't get me wrong, Dre. You know, hey, Spence. You know, the Spencer Holman or whatever the fuck his name is. He's not doing anything different than a lot of these other goofballs are doing. He's faking it till he make it. He's motherfucking hustling motherfuckers because he sees a short-term money grab. The problem is the black manosphere is completely irrelevant whenever we're talking about the initiative because they ain't got a goddamn thing to do with no goddamn dick pills. They ain't got a goddamn thing to do with getting on your goddamn knees and praying to Jesus. In fact, we advocate against you getting on your fucking knees. If you're gonna fucking die, you better die on your fucking feet fighting than live on your motherfucking knees praying to somebody to come and save you.
yeah.
And the reason why a lot of these niggas continually say that the initiative does not fucking work is because either one, they haven't did it, two, they're not involved in any kind of motherfucking work whatsoever to see what the fuck is going on. But it's so funny. It's so funny. You're looking at proof when you're looking at the Nation of Islam. Then half of the motherfuckers in the Nation of Islam form the military. When you look at the civil rights, when you look at the civil rights era, most of the motherfuckers that influenced that civil rights era was military, returning World War II veterans. Hell, even whenever you look at Black Wall Street, they called in the goddamn National Guard. You can look it up, Red Summer.
Yep. Shit. What is it?
Had a town, a little over 1,000 motherfuckers, and only a few hundred of them that had been to World War I had to get an entire town prepared to fight against the onslaught of fucking National Guardsmen and stood their ground and fought to the last damn man.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, if you had had more military guys there, you'd have been able to save Black Wall Street. But see, the problem that you're having now is the same problem that niggas had then. You had niggas back then, hey, don't you go to that military? Hey, I need to know what this enemy knows.
Well,
but see, some of these niggas, let me just be 100 with you. Another reason why you see so many detractors of the Great Faulkner Initiative is because they are completely happy and content with letting whites rule over their fucking lives, having a complete monopoly over the critical institutions of this country.
Yeah.
And the last reason why is because they don't see this country as their own country. They have no creative will to take ownership of this country.
Exactly. What's going on, Joe W? What's going on? Hoorah, Marine. What's going on?
Hoorah. Certified do or die.
What's going on, L Nixon? Hoorah, Squid. You know what I'm saying? Look at all these military men or prime military men that are a product of the initiative. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Look at all these men walking around here that are a product of the initiative, not crying about women. You know what I'm saying? Talking about male agency, keeping your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? But you got a stuttering fool up here. Now, this is the thing that I don't understand, right? Because I don't really. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? What does this mean? Hold on. What does this mean? Right? I'm gonna pause this real quick because I don't even want to play this. What does this mean? I support THMC, right? That's fine. What is this, right? I support THMC. That's fine. You can support whoever you want. Is the Gray Faulkner Initiative co-opted by Dr. Spencer Holman? First of all, nigga, you already know that's not a true.
I wouldn't say co-opted, but he definitely did borrow a lot from it. And see, my thing is we, when we put this thing together, we always made it a point that this is a community property. And so because it is a community property, if somebody in the community has a different way of doing things and wants to use parts of the initiative to do whatever the fuck that they think was going to make them or benefit the community or their sector of the community. We're completely fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why are we going to sit there and pretend like, despite all of the progress and all of the advancements Negroes in this country have made, that we still have a lot of ways to go? We can't afford to be some kind of rampant isolationist or xenophobic about whatever ideas coming into this community.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, I can disagree with Spencer Holman because, and I do fully disagree with this whole idea that just praying to some fucking mystical, magical, miracle-making man in the fucking sky is that I'm completely against that shit.
Hold on, let me ask Joe a question. Joe, I don't know. I asked one time. I guess is the Most High's children, something like that. I don't know. I asked. It was asked before on Bomb's channel. I really don't give a fuck. Like to be honest with you, I don't really give a fuck. Like I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Right. And you know what I'm saying? And that's fine. That's their shit. They can have it. But when you talking about some shit we got over here and use a man, because last time I checked, it's nothing but women running around with that on. You can support them. That's fine. I get it. But don't try to get no brownie points, nigga. Stop hotepping and simping for pussy. Because now one of them bitches gonna fuck your stuttering ass. And I said it. This is the problem that I got. You supposed to be this nigga supposed to be a fucking man. This nigga, man the fuck up. You had something to say. You said it on your platform. I'm responding to whatever the fuck you got to say. And if you want to say something, since you want to bring it up, nigga, you can bring your stuttering ass over here and we can have a motherfucking conversation. And don't try to use the shield of some females because you know we do not go at no women. We come directly at you.
Well, see, here's the problem, right? And that's kind of, see, I'm kind of actually proud that I don't fit in to any specific group's mold, right? Because when I really examine of what caused me and them suckers over there to fall out, is because basically I wasn't, just hard on the women like that.
Exactly.
It's like this. If you're not able or at least willing to acknowledge your own say handiwork or your own part or involvement in the reason why your community looks the way the fuck that it does, and you're not ready for fucking progress at all. So why you telling me about some fucking thinking black man shit? Why you telling me about some black manosphere shit? Why you telling me about some goofy ass shit about these strags or whatever the fuck? You're not even willing to acknowledge your own fucking contribution to why your community looks fucked up. So why the fuck you telling me about some shit that some bitches is doing? And until we get the issue down with this black man, when you really examine it. Now, mind you, it's 2021. Black women get the fucking voting rights as a result of the fucking Greater Society Initiative, which was the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Now, what's 1964 minus 2021? It's about 57 years. And in that 57 years, this is why I would give credit to black men and women, but in particularly black women. Black women have been able to do more in 57 years that they've even had voting rights and freedoms to decide for themselves and not have somebody else make all the decisions in their fucking life than white women and every other group of women, particularly immigrant women, have been able to do with their fucking boundless years of fucking freedom of uninterrupted culture. Whenever you look at how this society has turned out, it has been due in part thanks to the black woman. Let's examine that. When you talk about critical race theory, it's only a trending topic now. But I could take you back to feminist literature of the 60s and 70s, where they mention critical race theory by that very term.
Yep.
By that very term, when they talk about critical race theory, always have the overview that white supremacy and racism was our number one issue. And that number one issue has been the result or responsible for the lack of generational fucking wealth, for the over-incarceration of black males, which is what causes the family collapse. 1 in 3 black males will have some kind of interaction or even be locked up or be on some kind of probation. If 1 in 3 black males are going to have that fucking reality, what is that fucking telling you? That you've been targeted. So all that fucking bullshit ass conservative rhetoric doesn't mean a goddamn hill of beans. What it means is that you've been targeted, and what has happened is that your women have been left out here to fend for their goddamn self, and they've been doing this shit for 57 fucking years. Now, whenever it comes to the black male, if you're gonna sit there and fucking criticize it, you better acknowledge your motherfucking role in the way that your community turned out. 57 motherfucking years, this is what your black woman did. Your black woman got policy changed dozens of times. While the whole time, a lot of you Negroes, you'll fight for policy whenever it comes to getting access to some non-black pussy. Oh, you'll fight for some policy changes whenever it comes to you being able to drive a Cadillac. Because if you remember, back in the day, if you was a Negro, you wasn't even able to fucking drive around in a Cadillac. You couldn't even go to a Cadillac lot and buy a car. That's why a lot of those old record labels, they have to use a proxy, a white dude, to go down there and buy a Cadillac so they can convince they fucking artists to stay signed to their fucking label. You know, shout out Motown, because they did that a lot. Bought a lot of niggas' careers with Cadillacs. That not even the motherfuckers that own O-Town, own Motown, could go off to the fucking lot and purchase the shit.
Barry Gordy couldn't even fucking go and purchase his own Cadillac.
Had to use a white face to go and purchase it.
His lawyer, an accountant. You know what I'm saying? Lawyer and accountant. See, you know what I'm saying? What's going on, General? What's going on, man? We gotta straighten out BigJXXX over here, because see, here's the thing, and I don't even really care to straighten the nigga out.
And
what
then
I
you,
don't
and then you,
like is a misrepresentation.
and this is why I say to a degree, when it comes to Spencer Holman, I think he's a dumb motherfucker anyway, because I think it's a very stupid thing to put your name on something that's as poisonous as the Black Manosphere and what it's become. I remember when the Black Manosphere was about men's issues, but what you hear mostly coming out of the Black Manosphere is about women's issues. Being a black man and what a black man is supposed to be doing, what we should be doing, what we could be doing to remedy these situations ain't got a goddamn thing to do with what the fuck the women are doing. Because one, you're not even in a position to where you can incentivize or de-incentivize a woman's behavior. But guess what? Your goddamn competition is.
No, Cerulean, I do have a question for you. You know what I'm saying? Is it okay, because Q is a military man?
Indeed.
Right? Is it all right that the brother Q comes up here and has his input on this?
Hey, I'm fine with that.
You know what I'm saying?
But
You know.
I want you to keep in mind. I'm short on time. I'm probably got
Okay.
maybe 30 minutes in me left,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
I got
yeah.
to
You
make it
gotta.
to the hardware store before the shit closes.
Wait a minute. You ain't gonna sit up here and crying about the women. You actually gonna fix your house and the house that you own, and you ain't over here crying about someone took the name of some fictitious group that you created that you didn't have the common sense to try to trademark yourself, and you let some outside interloper do it for you, selling you dick pills with women that you say that you got a problem with, but it's okay for them to write the editorials to the fucking words that's
Hey
coming
man,
out of your mouth
look.
because you ain't educated
There's
enough to spell or use it the source.
I mean, look, man. There's real life situations, and part of the problem right now is a lot of these motherfuckers they cannot differentiate fucking fact from fiction, fucking fantasy from reality, online from IRL, which is in real life.
Yeah. No, I'm like, you know what
And
I'm
I like,
saying?
and you know what, and see when I was doing it every day, and see that's why I like the way things are now, where I see you and our supreme elder and our esteemed lady Char leading the charge. That's why I call it the regime because it's not something that is exclusive to my leadership. Well, I'm
Mhm.
watching you guys show leadership, and I actually prefer it this way because, mind you, I love being a spectator more so than I like being out on the fucking front like that.
Mhm.
Because it allows me to get more things done in IRL.
Yeah. In real life, man.
That's
Like,
what I'm
Q,
talking
what's going
about,
on,
brother.
brother? What's going
IRL.
on, brother?
Hey, what's happening, man? Salute, Cerulean, man. Great conversation. It's good to see you. You know, you making your rounds, brother. I just clicked in, man, and what the hell's going on now, man?
Well,
What Big
you know,
J do
General.
now, man?
Well, I'm gonna put it up on the screen, General,
I
and I
remember,
want
I remember, I remember a point in time when I would correct Big J on something. I remember when used to go back to the drawing board, right? And it's like now I don't know what influence is happening with him. It's always like pulling him into this thing, right? That is really non sequitur to what we're doing over here.
no, it's not. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, you know me, Cerulli. Like, you know how I get, right? When I don't, people can say whatever the fuck they want to say. I don't care. But when you come and attack the regime over here, Cerulli to be convenient with you. I'm not a convenient nigga. I'm very petty. And if y'all haven't seen, if I feel as though that you putting us under attack in any shape, form, or misrepresenting us in any shape or form or fashion, oh, you got to deal with me. I'm the nigga on the wall. You know what I'm saying? And I and I shall bring up him that shall not be named. I have no problem with dragging you out and publicly executing your ass. So all you niggas that's in the back that think it's a good idea to put a battery in the stud of them niggas' back, don't for 1 second think that I don't know who the fuck you are. I didn't forget the events of 2019, motherfuckers. While you worrying about what other people are doing, minding their motherfucking business, y'all sure don't got that smoke for that white man. Me and Q, even Cerulean, and sometimes we can disagree on several points. But there's one thing I know about these brothers up here is you can't be an E9 in the goddamn military and be scared of no motherfucking white man.
Hell no.
No,
Let's show
sir.
you what your
No,
life is
sir.
real quick.
No,
Fuck around, have
sir,
a training
man.
accident.
You shit. You fuck around, be sent on a dummy mission. You got to know when to stand up. But what the hell happened, man?
Well, read the title there, General. On
Let me see if I
this,
can see it.
right? I disregard the
I
THM
support
people. Yeah.
Let's see. Is a Greg Foster initiative co-opted by Dr. Spencer Hall. What the fuck does that mean?
There you go. There you is. So who put the battery in
Oh,
your
no,
back? You
that
selling bastard?
that ain't got nothing to do with that ain't got nothing to do with nothing else though. With what's going on over there on the other side. You guys have always Cerulean and the regime has always been something separate from what I know. I don't understand what he's trying to. What is he trying?
I mean,
That's what could.
we are actually actual solutions based, right? And what we
Yeah,
advocate for is putting money in these young men's pockets,
right.
right?
But see,
They ain't got a
well,
goddamn.
Big J has been one to always criticize, military service. He's done it to me. I've heard him do that a couple of times. And then he pretends like he doesn't know what you're talking about. And you can't have Cerulean, you and I disagree. We'll have our back and forth. Me and, like the brother said, me and DeAndre have disagreed. We have our back and forths and things get loud and we go at it. That's what men do. But with Big J, our
Mhm. Hold on, General, you went out. Okay, he gonna come back. Damn it. He went out. He was in the middle of saying something. But
And you know what it is. This is how you know certain people. They can't differentiate real life from fantasy, because when you have a disagreement with some, right, it becomes a fuck you for life thing.
yeah,
And then they get to doing things like crossing their own support base, and that's why you see people like Engendered Man over there. That's why he don't have no supporters left. He has a bunch of do boys, yes men, yada yada yada, but he don't have no real support base. That's why you keep seeing him shame his audience in the fucking man. I ain't started the show until motherfuckers put some money on this cash app.
yeah, yeah.
Like we don't do that over here. We're trying to put money into the pockets of the viewer.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? And you know what's the crazy part is when I have these conversations, these open panels, and we talk about these issues and stuff like that. I don't put no tags on it, right? I didn't even hashtag, his name in the shit. I put it in the title, right? Because I'm responding to what the fuck he had to say. And if he wanted to have an intelligent conversation and a breakdown, I'm like,
with
he
who?
could have gone through the proper channel. Oh, what's up, General? You back? Yeah,
With who? Yeah, my
huh?
fault, man. With who? With
So,
who? Who you gonna have an intelligent conversation?
well, yeah,
With who?
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Listen, man. Some people you just can't. Even though, like I say, we've had our flashpoints. We're still able to reach a legitimate conversation at some point. With him, it's like, and I'm not here to bash Big J. I'm just telling you what it is. With him, it's like a kid. He'll go back and refer to something that was said or something that happened 2, 3 fucking years ago, and you're sitting here like, what the fuck are you talking about? How is that relevant to what we're talking about at this particular point in time? And then it's the child antics. What grown man sits there and goes, and when? What grown man does that?
Yeah. The- it's you know what I guess what it is, General, and Cerulean, is that just because at one point in time we all had some type of relationship with or online, you know, saying cohesiveness with the people that were over there or whatever they're going through or whatever. But yo, it's 2021, bro. That's been 2 years removed. For some of us, it's been 3 years removed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Nigga, if you that
yeah.
remedial, where you're stuck in your trauma of getting your ass handed to you on panels after panels because you couldn't get the cliff notes of a practical debate, and you think this is your time, the dog pile. bro, this is something that you need to go revisit something, and you need to figure it the fuck out. Don't let someone put a
Wow.
battery in your back and you get executed once again. Because nobody was thinking about you. Nobody cared. And when I even talked about the Spencer Holman dude before they went in on him and brought him to the fucking People's Court of Bernard Riley's panel and broke down what the nigga actually was.
which is a goddamn hotel hustler, man. Hey, it's the same old shit, man. Join my church. Okay?
Wow.
Join my church. Hey, you ain't gotta do anything. You ain't gotta join any of the core institutions of America where America spends the majority of its money to benefit the whole of society. No, you ain't gotta do any of that. All you gotta do is join my church, pray to Jesus, let him take the wheel, and everything gonna be all right.
Well, it's not even Jesus, because when I look in there, it's Hotep, it's Emotep, it's goddamn Hebrew, Israelite,
Oh,
Yahweh,
okay.
Nigga,
So
who?
let Egyptian Jesus. Oh, excuse me. Let Amun Ra, Asar, Imhotep the 13th go ahead, take the wheel, and everything gonna be all right. All you gotta do is pray and believe.
My bad. For $97.75.
Oh yeah, that's right. For 3 easy payments of 33.33. Excuse me, for 32.50, 3 easy payments will get you access to this bullshit ass course that I'm calling what is it, the fatherhood course or manhood course? Come on, man.
And if that doesn't get you, if you don't want that right now, because I know what you're really here for. Because don't no man go to church like that unless he wants some bitches. Take these dick pills. The fuck? Yo, it's a hustle. And here's the crazy part. Them dudes over there wasn't even tripping what he did. Right?
But wait, there's more. If you call in within the next 5 minutes and join this bullshit manhood course, we'll even throw in a free month supply, which is 2 pills, for the low price of $199.99.
And
So wait a minute. I got a question for you. So
Go ahead.
this has to do with the co-opting of the Black Manosphere in its namesake, correct? Some of it, from what I gathered as I re-looked at the title. Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
And then
all right.
and
Now,
because
now,
of
now I'm on track.
so now, General, because of what he's saying is not direct, but if you listen to what the initiative was pushing, right, and what he's alluding to, it's the same verbiage. It's that the initiative is more direct. So what now they're trying to basically say now, right? Because they're and see, this is a discredit to Angry Man and the rest of them over there, that this gotta be Cerulean's plan, because y'all niggas ain't smart enough to come up with this.
Right. Like I'm just using this dude as some kind of proxy puppet to trademark the manosphere. Man, I don't want my fucking name near the manosphere.
It's
like, man, look, why would I want my name on something that the broader society, which the white manosphere has already moved away from the talking points of the rest of the Negroes. And it's just like I was saying in the video like 2 years ago. The reason why the white boy started changing up his rhetoric and started ousting the old guard, the Rollo Tomasis and all of them, and then crowning Jordan Peterson as their new white manosphere king. Then they started telling their white boys, see, the problem in your life is because you keep dodging responsibility with this old bullshit talking points. What you need is more responsibility to become the man who you're supposed to be. Why did they do that? Because they want the next face. Now, whenever they started organizing this shit, and there's a whole FBI task force for these incel shooters. There's a whole fucking task force behind it. There's an FBI task force for inceldom, because they know these people have a propensity to commit violence because of their lack of affection from the opposite sex. They want the Negro to hold the bag and be the fucking face of the mass shooter. You know, the same way they did with the Capitol riots. Remember with the Capitol riots? You had all them crazy crackers running up on the Capitol, right? But then who they showed you as the face of the Capitol riot? Some dumbass Negro who was up there that thought he was a part of it because he was identifying as a conservative. So whenever it came time to criminalize these people, they went after the Negroes on the Capitol riots. Same shit that they were doing back 2 years ago when they changed their whole fucking rhetoric to stop talking about women and to make these men's issues actually about what men need to be doing for themselves. Then you got to find it interesting that something calls itself the manosphere. What implies is that, one, that there's men there, two, that those men know what they're supposed to be doing for themselves, and three, if you're going to sit there and make the women, or this thing they call the gynocracy, the center focus point of your entire argument, they themselves are proving the gynocracy. Because apparently you can't have a manosphere unless a motherfucking woman is telling you what the fuck you need to be doing as a man.
Well,
a fucking group of men, a circle of males can't motherfucking operate as men because they don't have permission from mommy.
Now,
if these women just act right, if these women just do this, if these women just do that, nigga, there was a point in time when those women did nothing but that, and you still fucking failed. See, now we'll get the truth talking. Keith, when women didn't have no rights, and there was no such thing as domestic violence, when a man, especially a black man, come home on his way home, he stopped at the liquor store, get him a fifth, right? The white man been beating on his motherfucking back all goddamn day, and then he go and take that shit out on his motherfucking wife at home, and she had to eat that fucking left. She had to suffer in silence and just take that hook because she didn't have no rights. Wasn't no such thing as domestic violence. Bitch, I told you to shut up. I done put my check on the table now. Don't make me hit you again.
eat cake out
They
of
don't
it.
want to talk. Now,
Eat cake out
that
of
whole time, when women wasn't doing shit but that, when black women wasn't doing shit but that, you still fucking failed the goddamn community. How did you fucking fail it? Because a lot of you niggas was taking the Motown route. The same shit niggas is doing now. You rather sit up and motherfucking drink and motherfucking and do your motherfucking drugs and try to fucking escape the fucking realities of life. And then what happened was you had a few that knew and understand how to fucking get the fuck out of that situation and took it upon themselves to fucking do things like join the military. Why? Because we saw 1919, right? The Red Summer of 1919. See, that we saw what it looked like whenever white males had a complete monopoly over the military. So what happened, especially if you're from the South, like I'm originally from the South, black men made a goddamn culture of sending at least one of their goddamn boys to the military so that these crackers didn't have a monopoly. Because we understood there's resources there, you're going to learn some training there, and this training is going to fucking help the whole of the damn community because we need to know how they operate so we can prevent them from fucking keep attacking us and burning our shit down.
You know, it's really, I wanted to ask the general a question. General, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, the military ain't for everybody, we know this, right? That's why the Great Faulkner Initiative have different avenues, different ways of doing it. If you're not going in the military, you know, there's the police force, there's being a firefighter, a paramedic, there's all this other stuff. But what I wanted to ask the general is, right, take all of your degrees that you have while you're in the military, right, and all the training. How much student loan debt would you would have had if you didn't go in the military and get that?
Man,
hundreds of thousands, what?
Yeah, I probably would have had, just the training alone, man. Just the training alone that I received, the hazardous material waste handling course alone, man. It's like shit. Just to get the fucking secret security clearance, not the TSSCI, was $15,000 if I had to do it on my own.
Now I'm gonna ask you this.
Just a secret. That's just a secret security clearance, which opens up. Oh man, go ahead, brother. I got you.
I'm not going because we know you're E9, right? So, how much does an E1 fresh out of boot camp, going to his training before he actually hits his actual duty station or going to his battalion or platoon, right? How much does an E1 in the Army make? Well, period, right? So I'm gonna say the Army because the Navy's a little different with certain stuff.
Okay, fresh out of training. Fresh out of training is $2,002 a month. Let me caveat to that. Okay. Right, but
well, we know happens. We know that's not including any kind of specialist training that he has.
Right.
Which is right. We know because the Navy is similar where you have specialist training, you have C pay, deployment pay, hazard zone pay, all these different kind of pays, cost of living adjustments. It gets ridiculous where even an E1 is going to be well taken care of.
30 about 30. By time after that's within I'm sorry, it's really I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's kind of like good. So that 2002 is the first month out of basic training, right? That's E1 under 2 years, less than 4 months.
Under 2 years,
you see what I'm saying?
So now
under 2 years, less than 4 months.
But see, not to mention all of the other hidden incurred benefits. Like
I was just getting ready.
He's not going to be paying. He's not going to be paying any rent. He's not going to be paying for food,
light bill, no water bill, no rent. He's got health care, medical, dental, free. Oh, not to mention his educational packet. With the tuition assistance program, he's going to get that free. The Montgomery GI Bill.
Not to mention,
free.
Like I know motherfuckers that I was in with that got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fucking education paid for by the military.
Yes, you're going to get that stuff free.
So
free.
So let me. So that being that. So that's an E1, right? That's an E1 fresh out of boot camp. So if you're getting $2,000 a month, right? After you done paid your taxes, so $2,000 a month, you ain't got to pay for lights, water, gas, electric. You ain't got to pay rent. You ain't got to pay health care. You ain't they give you the clothes on your back.
Yeah.
Because
let's do it this way, DeAndre.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Let's do it this way. Let's add to that what he would have to pay or she would have to pay in my current city for a 1-bedroom apartment on average. Okay. So on average, you're going to pay $950 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. Okay. Woo. So let's add $950 to that.
That's half of the check, General. The thing's over. That's half of the check already.
I'm not taking this ruling. I'm adding the extra bonuses to it. So now he's at $29.50 because he doesn't have to pay that $950. Let's add the average light bill or water bill. Well, let's go water bill. The average water bill is about another $70, right? Plus 70, right? So now he's at $3,022. This is money that you don't see, but this is what you don't have to pay, right? So then let's look at the cost of medical and dental for a single male age 17 to 24. How much you think that is per month? That's basic coverage.
I mean, just the premiums alone.
Yeah, just the premiums alone.
Man, you're looking at two. Because the younger you are, the higher that cost is going to be.
You're looking at about $280. So let's add. Now he gets medical for free now. That's medical for free if he falls and breaks his arm, if he fucking skins his knee, if he gets a headache, if he needs glasses, free, no charge. So let's add about another $280 to that, another $280. All right, so now you're at $3,302 a month. These are all the extra benefits that you can't see that are there. Now let's just say that he trips up and he young and want to get married. Let's say he gets married. They have their first child. She has a baby for free. She gets prenatal care for free. Oh, guess who else is entitled to those same benefits? She and that child are entitled to those same benefits.
Oh,
They
that's
go
right.
to the doctor for free.
Don't
Yep, they
forget the
get
dependent bonuses.
they get to depend. Oh, I'm gonna get into that. So
But hey,
now,
I gotta go to when the hardware store closes in like
okay,
30 minutes. I gotta get up out
okay,
of here,
bro.
man. As
Damn,
always, it's a pleasure, man.
yes, sir.
Hey,
Damn, I hate you got to go because I know you. I know, but DeAndre here. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I hate you got to go, brother. So now on top of that, he's got to get paid for housing because he has a family, right? Or she has a family. So right now, my current BAH, which is what the variable housing allowance is, right? They will get another $1,280 to pay rent. So
Right.
now that same E1 is getting $4,582 a month in extra added benefits. Although you don't see that money, it's there, except for the housing. Oh, I forgot. He'll also get another $386 a month for separate rats, which is paid for his food. So let's add that plus 386. So now that same private is making an extra added bonuses about $4,900. 4,968 is the exact number. Now tell me what motherfucker working at McDonald's, Burger King, Walmart is getting extra added bonuses like that as an 18, 19-year-old child or young man or young woman, should I say.
So let me ask you this, General, right? Right? Because I remember a lot
Mm-hmm.
of brothers did this, right? A lot of brothers did this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you happen to be you 20, right? You 20. You know what I mean? You went to high school, went to college a little bit, and let's say you know what I mean, you and a woman, y'all had a kid, right?
Yep.
Had a kid, right?
Yep.
I seen a
Yep.
lot of brothers go in the military, E1s, so they can
Mm-hmm.
provide for their children
Yes.
because the military gives you money for your
Yes.
dependents. So there should be
Yes.
no problem supporting your children.
None at all.
Okay. I just
None at all. None at all. Because what happens is um, they have the DEERS program, right? Which is the dependence program. So let's say that an unmarried 18, 19-year-old young man or young woman comes into military service, right? He or she has a dependent. They automatically, without being married or tied to another man or woman, just them and their child automatically qualifies for those extra added benefits. So, 18, 19-year-old young man comes into the military, has a child. He can put his child in DEERS. Now, not the female because he's not married to her, but the child as his dependent will be eligible for an ID card, will be eligible to receive free medical, free dental, will be eligible to receive his education benefits should he decide to pass them down through the Montgomery GI Bill or the Post 9/11 bill. He'll also get all of those extra added benefits as far as having his housing paid for, separate racks for food.
mm. So
I could break the shit down. I could break
go
the shit
ahead.
down. I can break the shit down for you. Oh, by the way, the trick to it is, DeAndre, let's say that he's stationed in, let's say, Texas, for example. Well, his BHA rate, his variable housing allowance for Texas is 1280, right? If you look up what it is, if he was in, let's say, Maryland or DC, he and he uses that zip code, which is where the child probably will be with the other parent. Guess how much money he's going to get now? He'll get the BHA not for Texas, but for Maryland or DC or LA or Chicago, and that's considerably a lot higher. It's almost twice the rate. In Maryland and DC, I think it's about $2,700. is what it costs. What in additional money he'll get for housing. Yeah, but see,
Yeah.
this is all shit that you can't tell. Oh, by the way, um, if you do 180 days of service, you automatically qualify for your VA benefits. You automatically qualify for the guaranteed VA home loan, and no property. Well, that's for veterans, but
Yeah.
the VA home loan is guaranteed. 180 days of service. You get your certificate of eligibility, whether you wash out or not, long as you don't get dishonorably discharged. That guarantees you the ability when time comes to buy your home.
Yeah.
Guarantees you the ability to do that. But you can't tell some of these dudes anything, bro.
Yeah. You
They
get
don't want to
and,
listen.
but see, and this is my thing, right? If you exhausted all resources available to you, right? Like say you took the SAT, ACT, right? And then you got
Uh huh.
accepted to a college. And then when you
Uh
go to
huh.
college, I'm just saying for
Uh
these
huh.
brothers out there, if you're trying to get into college and you looking at this student loan debt, like you sitting there trying to get a student loan, and then you got to have a job to pay that off, right? Because when you get to
Yep.
college, you got
Yep.
to eat when you're there, and you like, man, what I'm going
Yep.
to do, right? So you don't want to go to the military? Join the police force.
Yep.
Go to the firefighter. Matter of fact, go to a apprenticeship program where you can get a skill, something like that. You can always go back
Mm-hmm.
and do your college once you start making money. See, the
Yeah.
initiative is military, it says labor, it says join the police force, firefighters. Matter of fact, if you don't want to join the full-on military, you can go in the reserves, the National Guard, where you can get some of those same
Yes.
benefits.
You will get National Guard unless you go active regard reserve component, which is the same as active duty minus being shipped overseas because it's homeland based, right? The National Guard does their weekend training 1 weekend a month, annual training two weeks out of the year. You're still earning money. You're still earning benefits towards retirement. You're also still getting those same benefits, medical, dental, with the exception of the housing allowance because you're considered to be a civilian soldier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and you get paid. But see,
And
this
that's
is
and
the thing, and
what?
I don't preach. I don't preach military. I do not. When I was a recruiter, I gave options. I would tell young men and young women, hey, these are the options that you have. Can your parents afford to send you to college? No. Can you afford to go to school and try to work a full-time job and get Pell Grants and all this other stuff? Because it's inevitable. Even if you get a Pell Grant, which is free, you still have to qualify socially and economically, right? You still got to qualify for those things. So a
Right.
lot of times a student will start out with under the Pell Grant program. They'll start out under that, but then what happens when your mom or your dad get that big job that they've been trying to, because it goes off your parents' income for the Pell Grant. So what
Right.
happens then when they get that good job at the post office? You lose that Pell Grant. You're in the second, third year of college. All of a sudden, you got to pay books, room. You got to pay room, board, tuition, books. Not to mention all the other applicable fees that you will incur while trying to go to school, right? So you're talking about just at a mid-level university, not even at a full top-tier university. The tuition for the University of Texas, man, for one fucking year, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I checked, was about $50,000 for 1 year,
Mm.
if I'm not mistaken. I had to look it up again. I could be wrong. I don't want to pledge the numbers, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Now, let's say if you're going to go to what's the one there in Pennsylvania? Let's say if you're going to go for some medical degree, right? Which a lot of people are opting to do now. You're gonna go to James Mason University, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you're gonna be end up being $300,000-400,000 in debt, student loan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely and this is what I mean. It's a plan that has worked. That it's not that it has worked. It's working as we speak. And what I mean by this is that you're proof of it Cerulean's proof of it. I'm proof of it. We got Joe W. L. Nixon. You got Charles Faulkner. You got a lot of these guys that are running around in these spaces that have used it. You know what I'm saying? People, these brothers are homeowners. Jay Sean has used it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't preach military as a first option to a lot of brothers. I preach if you have no other option of you slaving
Thank you.
away in a $10, $12, 13-hour job, and you're young, between 17, 18 to 23, 24, right? Instead of going to college and sucking and then in debt all the way up until you 35, can't get a house. You can go into the military for 4 years, build up your credit, get your skill, get your college credits, then finish off your college. Damn near, if you do it right, if you do it in the military
Yeah.
and you're focused, you can
Yeah.
get your bachelor's degree in 4 years, or at
Yeah.
minimum associates, and come out, and with your GI Bill, you can have a master's degree, and you'll already
Yep.
get paid more than a person that just graduated from college, because you already have time
And
and certifications.
And you'll get hired because guess who they look for first? Veterans preference. Also, not only veterans preference, they know by you completing 4 years on active federal service, be it the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, they know that you're going to be one to show up. Right now, there are jobs begging for veterans to come to work because these other people can't qualify. These regular civilians can't qualify. Why? Because they like to get high, they like to smoke weed, they don't
Yeah.
have security clearances, and none of that shit. Now, look, let's break it down real quick. Let's break it down real quick, bro. The minimum wage here where I am, in the city where I am, is $10.50 an hour. That's
Yeah.
minimum wage. $10.50 an hour. Let's say you get lucky and you get that $10.50 an hour job at Walmart. You know you're gonna get 40 hours, which a lot of people at Walmart are not getting 40 hours. But let's just say 40 hours times 40. That's $420 a goddamn week. Times every 2 weeks. That's $840 every 2 weeks. Now you working your ass off. That's 40 hours a motherfucking week, right? 80 hours every 2 weeks, right? Now times that times two because you got a month. You're only making $1,680. You already, by serving in the military, starting out ahead of the game because you're at minus subtract 2002. You're making $322 above minimum wage serving on active federal service. And the jobs are not that hard. Plus, you're getting valuable training. Plus, you'll get a security clearance based upon your job, which helps you after the military. So even if you only do the 2 to 3 minimum years, I think it's 3 years minimum now, 4 years based upon whatever MOS or job you choose. Even if you do that for just 4 years, you're ahead of the game. Plus, you're going to get promoted up the chain because the first four are automatic.
What's going on, Brandy? How you doing, sis? How you been? You know what I'm saying?
So,
Yeah.
so let's go back and look at it. Let's go back and look at it. So, a brand new 18, 19-year-old coming out of high school, brand new,
Yep.
$2,002 a month, right? All right, he's going to get his separate rats plus because if he lives in the dormitories or the barracks is what we call them, he'll only get the 396 plus 396. So right now he's at 2398 a month. That's what he'll see in hand. Okay, plus or
Yep.
minus state taxes, federal taxes. 2398 is what he'll see. 2398 times 12 months. That's 28,000. That's almost that for a single person now. That's $28,776 a year. Tell me what job a 17 and 18-year-old can go out here and get where he's going to make $28,776 a year out the door at 17, 18, 19 years old. Even if he takes the job at Walmart where he's making at $10.50 an hour, right? Times motherfucking 40, right? 420 times motherfucking 4, right? That's 1680 a month, right? That's all he's gonna get unless he works overtime. Now you're working your ass off. Let's do this times 12 months. Times 12. He's only making $20,160 a year for as a single person. You'll make about 6,620 dollars more serving your country and getting valuable education plus benefits. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no fucking brainer. If you were coming out of high school, and this is what I used to tell them, bro. Hey, listen, sit them down. Hey, check this out. I go over the same scenario. What looks better to you? Plus the educational benefits, plus the medical and dental benefits, plus the housing benefits. Should you have a child? Now you're talking about way more money. So I'll do it like this. I'm a single man. I'm 17, 18 years old, just graduated high school. Clear. I got one child. Had that high school baby. I got one child. Put that child in my dear. So now, here it is. $2,002 a month plus the $1,280 that I'll get for housing. That's the $3,282 plus the $396 for food. Now I'm at $3,678 plus all the other added benefits that I'll get. Times that times 12 months. Now I make at 18 years old, what 18-year-old with a child, mind you, can go into a job and make $44,136 a year. Where?
None.
Where?
And here's the crazy thing, gentlemen. Now I got a question to ask you, right? You're in charge of men and women, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen an uptake, right? I'm not bragging on single mothers, but have you seen an uptake in black women that are single with children join the military?
Yes.
Okay. So that means that the Great Faulkner Initiative works, right?
And they're older, yes. And well, hold on. And they're older. I've seen them as old as 32, 33 years of age. Young black single mothers. Yes.
So if the men are joining, right? Let's just say you just do your 4 years, right? Because I'm a proponent. If you join the military, right? Not everybody's a lifer. Not everybody can do it, right? You know what I'm saying? Join the military for 4 years. You're gonna go to college for 4 years. So it's like you going to college for 4 years, right? So you join the military for 4 years. You get out. If you next to a person that just fresh out of college, you're like 20 steps ahead of them already.
Yeah. You're already ahead of them. You're already ahead of the game. Let's go here and look at the new proposed military, the pay chart for 2022. So I can give you some actual factual numbers, so people that are listening won't say I'm making this up.
I just do the share on. I just give it to you so you can share.
Well, I'm using my opposite.
Okay, I'll pull it up. What do you say? New military pay chart. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, the proposed military pay chart, right, for 2022. Okay. We're gonna look at 2 years or less. We're gonna go down here, 2 years or less, which is the first one, as a brand new.
Pay chart. Pay chart. Wow. Here you go. I got it.
While that person is going through training, they make $1,833 a month. Once they come out, they automatically get promoted to E2. They make $2,055 a month. And about 6 to 7 months later, they'll get promoted to fucking E3. They'll make 2,164. If they make E4, if they're already a specialist because maybe they went to college and they have a trade, they'll start out at $2,393 a month. Okay. So now let's look over on the other side. Let's say that E4, you kind of stay there for a while. You kind of stay there over Probably between the average right now is about 3 years. So let's look at
Yeah,
because the first four are automatic. Remember, I told you that. First four
yeah,
ranks are automatic. So let's look at the
yeah.
third year. We go to the third year here. At the third year, that E4 is making 2652
Yep.
after
Hold on.
at the third year. Now that's not
Yeah,
that's
hold
just
on.
his
Let me
base
put it.
pay.
Yep. Let
Yeah,
me
that's
make
base
sure I
pay.
got it on the screen here. Let
Mm-hmm.
me make it 26 52. Pull it up right here.
Yep.
Now this is without any added benefits.
2652.
That's just base.
That's
This
that's
is just
that's
base.
that's base. That's just base pay. Then on top of that, you get your free medical, you get your free dental, you get your life insurance free.
Mm-hmm.
Then on top of that, if you have a child, you can go to the BAH chart. Let's do that. Let's go to the BAH chart, right? For location. You can find all
Okay,
this
so
information out. It's
housing.
not that hard.
What's that? Benefits. Hold on. Let me see. Military discounts. We ain't
No,
gonna talk about that. Hold on. Let me see. Benefits, military spouse benefits, veteran knows, housing and ownership. No, that's BAH. Oh, BAH calculator. Here it goes, right here.
yep.
All right, BAH. Let's go rates.
No, go to your
Everybody got
calculator. Go to your calculator. Go to your
okay.
calculator, and it's going to
Yeah.
ask you to put the rank. It's going to ask you to put the rank, and it's going to ask you to
Okay.
put the location in. Once you
Okay.
put the rank in, let's say that you're E4 and your location, if you're stationed in Maryland, for example, with dependents, or you
Okay.
can do it
So
without dependents.
let's go E4. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go Maryland. All right. 21223. All right. Two one
Mm-hmm.
two two three. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Where is it at? They got too much dumb shit on it. Let me see. This is me high all that shit. But everybody got ads on this shit. This is hold on. Let me see. VH calculator and click. Oh, damn, okay. Okay. VH calculator. VH rates. Okay, it's loading. All right. So
All right, I got
here, there you go. It's right here. I put it in for Baltimore, right? 2021 basic
you. Mm-hmm.
allowance for housing in Baltimore, Maryland with dependents, right? $22,932 per year. You're going to get $1,900 per month without dependents. You're going to get $19,656, $1,600 per month.
Wait, 1,600 a month without dependents, right?
Yeah, and 1900 a month with dependents.
Okay, so let's say you got a child, because a lot of young people do. Or we can go with,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter. 1,900, right?
Yeah,
1,900 plus. Check this out now. I'm gonna help you out. What was that E4 21? What was it that we were looking at?
26, 2632.
That's now plus 2632.
Mm-hmm.
That's $4,532 a month plus the 396 for your separate rest. Now you have $4,928 a month times
Mm-hmm.
12. Now you're making as a brand new a brand new soldier with less than fucking 3 years in the army. You're making $59,136 a goddamn year.
So you're as a black person, you're in the top 20 percentile of black men in America. Man, I don't like to say this because this rubs people the wrong way. You're halfway to a high value man. My bad. I just wanted to throw that out there as a joke. But
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 yeah,
what's
but at the end of the day, you're telling the truth. And see, this is why when you look at it for what it is, and you do the math, and then you start looking at everything that goes into it, based upon the job. Let's say you're a young single mother and you want to go to nursing school. You want to be a nurse, right?
Mhm.
Right? Because that's where you know you're going to have a job. You're educationally, you're smart enough. You graduated high school, but you're in a scenario where your parents can't afford to send you to school. The 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 scholarships that you may have gotten if you applied, if you know to apply, the scholarships are not gonna may not cover unless you're in the top. You know, you're getting X amount of scholarships, and it's hard right now, right? It's just hard. Even if you're academic, unless you one of the motherfuckers that's top 20% of your class and you got scholarships falling out the wazoo and you apply for them. But let's just say you're an average student, an average BC student. You want to go to nursing school, you graduated high school. Your parents are not economically successful enough to pay for you to go to college, right? And you can't necessarily get in or get enough money to get scholarship money to get into school, right? Why would you not go that route? You're gonna make 59,000. You're gonna make $59,000 a fucking year as an E4, right? At your third year mark, you're going to school for free. That fourth year, you should have a nice, sizable income, a baseline of savings. You should already have a nice little car. You should already be being able to take care of your kid. So once you complete your education, transitioning over should be real easy for you because now you got your degree. You already LPN or RN
Yeah, matter of
because
fact,
you've already gone to school for it.
most of the ITs that are in IT service right now come out of the fucking military.
Mm-hmm.
They already got their clearances. They already got their
Yes.
clearances. They already got their
And
training.
I'm glad you said that real quick. I got to interject. And
Go
that's the best thing about military service. If you're in IT, they automatically vet you for free. Look up, just go to the internet right quick and see how much it is to get a secret security clearance.
Let me
Just
pull
do
it
that
up.
right quick.
Let me pull it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually have a TS.
Okay.
I actually have a TS.
Then we're going
And
to do secret.
you know what I'm saying? I have a TS, and mine got upgraded because I started working with the nuclear shit. Secret clearance cost. Let's go cost. Okay, so this is a secret clearance cost. Hold on, let me see.
What I tell you it was? The average
Yep.
cost to hold on, I got you right here. The average cost to process a clearance can run from several $100 to $3,000, depending upon the individual factors. The average cost to process a top secret security clearance is between 3,000 and about 15,000, depending upon individual factors. Didn't I tell you it was 15,000 at the top end?
Yeah.
Now you're getting that. Now you're getting that for free. Companies don't like to pay. You may have all the qualifications, right? IT qualifications. You may have all the certifications, right? You may even have the degree. It's hard fetched to find a company that wants to shell out between $3,000 and $15,000. You think unless you're a company like Google or motherfucking or what's the car man, the car nigga name with the electric car?
You talking about Elon Musk?
Elon Musk. They're building, check it out. They're building right there in Austin, Texas. They're building the new Tesla plant, right?
Yep.
Right? People cannot qualify for the fucking jobs, bro.
Yeah.
Can't qualify for the jobs because their backgrounds are fucked up. They can't pass the drug screen. They can't get the security clearance that they need. People, imagine you IT guy, computer technology, information technology, Tesla right there hiring.
Yeah.
I think Tesla, some of the jobs that Tesla has, man, for their IT personnel, they're starting out at $75,000 a fucking year. You got young specialists and young sergeants that are leaving active service after 4 years, going right and applying to Tesla, and they getting hired. They're getting ate up. They constantly out there on the installation at job fairs talking about, hey, how would you like a career with Tesla? every time, because I had to go, see my soldiers to make sure, I'm guiding and directing soldiers to do the right thing, of course. Tesla is out there trying to eat those soldiers alive, bro. How much long you got it? How much long you got? How much long you got on active duty? How many more years you got? How many more months you got? When do you
Yep.
get out of the service? We'll hire you right now. They trying to get motherfuckers to come to work right now.
Now check this
Right
out,
now.
General. Now, just the security clearance alone. Now, General, check this out. Now, people thinking that security clearances are only for ITs, right? That's not true.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Security clearances is where you got to go into places with sensitive material, right? So,
Yes.
I was an engineer in the Navy, right? I make water, I make electricity, I work on fucking gas turbines, propulsion plants, boiler steam, all of that. All of that. I can tear apart a pump that pushes out 1,000 psi of water, and all of the other stuff, right? I'm also a licensed crane inspector on a 150-ton portal crane, just off rip.
Okay.
So I have a top secret. So I started off with a secret.
Hey, where did you get all that training at?
Oh, I got it in the military. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually qualified as a crane director because I have that certification too. So that means I actually can be a department head in working with cranes because you can't do anything in infrastructure without lifting the shit.
Yes.
You got to get it in place. It got to get there. Even your house, when they come to put the power lines, as a crane inspector, my job is to certify that the crane can lift the shit, certify that they can actually have the lifting plan to actually put your goddamn house together. Right?
Yes.
So nowadays, now you need security clearances even for the most menial jobs because information needs to be protected in this information age, right? So with that being said, I'm pulling this up for the general right here. If you have a security clearance on top of whatever job that you do, the national average for a person with a secret clearance, the lowest of security clearances, is $95,000 a year. There you go.
All right. So you got Boeing, right?
Yeah.
That manufacturer, you got Boeing in Dallas, Texas, or Arlington. I can't remember where that factory is. That put the airplanes together, right? I got a soldier, man. He started at $94,000 a year because he had a top secret security clearance to go work for Boeing, an airline company.
Yeah.
Yeah. At another young E5, he went to work as an air marshal, right? That's what he wanted to do. He said, I always wanted to be, ever since he saw the movie, and I'm like, you don't know shit about that movie. He said, yeah, man, I saw the movie Passenger 57, and I've been stuck. That's all I want to do. That's what I want to do. He was an infantry dude. $105,000 to do it as $105,000 as an international air marshal.
And he sits on the goddamn plane.
Now look at all the perks this motherfucker get. Look at all the perks he get. Flying internationally. You know he always somewhere where, but I don't know where the fuck he be going. I always got layovers. And he getting paid. And then remember, it's international. So guess what happens once they leave US airspace? His money becomes tax-free.
Thank you. And then the government has to give him per diem a card for him to stay where he's going to eat at. And then sometimes that per diem gets to be $6, $7, $8, $1,000 a day, depending on the country you in.
Yep.
Like if you in Dubai, it's like $3 American dollars to $1 Dubai dollar, or you in England where it's like $1.30 to the pound. Or you in the euro, when it's $1.10, $1.20.
$1.10, $1.20, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's the best part about it, man. I'm gonna tell you, when I was in Europe, when I was overseas, man, I was missing that motherfucking I was missing that money, man. When I came back to the States, I was like, God damn, I don't get no cola, I don't get no cost of living over this motherfucker. Shit.
Unless you go to Hawaii. And people don't even
or Alaska.
if you go to Hawaii or Alaska, you go to Puerto Rico, you go to any the territories outside of the states, outside of the U.S.
Outside of what we call CONUS. CONUS is
CONUS,
continental United States.
yeah,
All CONUS is outside of the United States. Yeah.
so and no, so General, let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
You're a
Mm-hmm.
homeowner, right? You're a homeowner, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I don't want to put like, how many, because niggas be doxing niggas. But you're a homeowner. While you
Uh-huh.
were in the military, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because people don't think this, right? But in the
Mm-hmm.
military, there are a lot of people that know that they're going to stay in past their second enlistment. Because you got 8 years after your
Mm-hmm.
second enlistment. So you might as well just finish
Right.
the motherfucker off, right?
You might
So
as well.
might as well, right? So after your second
Yeah.
enlistment, if you decide to re-enlist, what a lot of people do that's smart is they take their BAH and they buy a home and they
Yeah.
use BAH to pay off the fucking house before they get the
Yes.
fuck.
That's been going on forever.
And
That's the
there's
fuck I
nothing
was doing.
in the military,
Well, I don't want to. I didn't want
but
to
they
dox
don't
myself,
do.
but I was going to tell you some shit. I was going to
Yeah,
tell you some real shit, man. When I was overseas, this is how I was doing it. When I was overseas, right? I rented my house out. So rented my house out to a person who was in the military. I knew the rent was going to get paid. All right. The army was still also paying me BHA for the house.
yeah,
I was doubling. I was doubling down.
yeah.
So me being smart, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take this BHA because I didn't need the BHA at the time where I was stationed at because my housing was basically free. So for that 18 months, I took all that BHA money and I made sure that I doubled up on my rent. I paid 18 months in advance.
Well,
That's how you do it.
no,
18 payments up. So now, basically, now that I'm back, when I came back, I didn't have to. I didn't have to pay my mortgage for 18 months. I could have just lived basically for free for 18 months because I was living in my house. I had no mortgage because I had paid the mortgage so far up in advance. And then you get into the I don't like to say doxing, but educational purposes. You got to understand how to pay your principal and interest. You pay a front end and back end because you got principal and interest and all this other shit. And a lot of brothers don't understand that.
and
That's how
so
it's done.
and this is that's what I'm saying is, so if you are young, if you are E5, you're E5 in the
Mm-hmm.
military. You go in the military at 18, right? You walk right in at
Mm-hmm.
18. You
Mm-hmm.
you are an E5. It depends on, the Navy is actually easier to get to E5 within 4 years, depending on what type of
Mm-hmm.
job you have. Because we don't have boards. We got tests. We have tests,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
the Navy, it's easier for you to get up to E5. Usually the stagnant point for the Navy is E6. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's E6 and especially E7. Because that's when we start having borders and
Mm-hmm.
stuff at E7. But
Mm-hmm.
if it's your first time in by your second enlistment, you can already be an E5, right? But let's just say you're
Yeah.
E4. You decided, you know what, I'm gonna stay in, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. Okay, you stay in, you do X, Y, and Z, then you're paying off your mortgage. So if you're overseas or you stationed somewhere else in the United States and you brought a house, you got your BAH. What a lot of military people do is they rent out their homes because it's right near a military base, if anything, to an oncoming military
Mm-hmm.
member. That BAH is going to your mortgage. Then if you put the BAH that the Navy's giving to you anyway, on top of that, you will pay off your house fucking faster. 30-year mortgage will get actually paid off in about 12 to 15,
Yeah.
especially if you're going up in rank.
Yeah.
So
That's
when
facts.
you get out the military, you're just paying property tax.
That's
That's why a
facts.
lot. And then if you do 20 years in the military, you get a retirement check.
That's facts. That's facts.
So if I join the
That's fact.
military at 18, I'm not saying that you need to stay that long. You get out at 20. You get out at 20. That means you're 38 years of age already receiving a retirement check. Then most military people work for a contractor that has a government contract that accepts prior military service. You only got to put in 10 more years of work and get a second retirement check. So at 48 to 50, you can go kick your
Mm-hmm.
feet up and kick it.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
you
sure
just
can.
working because you're bored. That's the smart
You sure
way.
can.
Like, that's that. Now, who has been the only people that's been pretty much Rona proof has been military people, police officers, and firefighters, and people in infrastructure.
Yeah.
These
That's true.
office jobs, service jobs, because of automation and everything else, have taken a major hit. But military ain't take a hit because if anything, you got to
Not
double
at
down
all.
on protecting your borders, right? You still need police
Yep.
officers, still need firefighters. You definitely need paramedics. You need people in service, you need people in infrastructure, as far as people doing power lines, people keeping those plants running, people over there on the oil fields and all of this other stuff to keep everything going in the market. So what that means is if you're going into if you're going into these industries, and the Falkland initiative, the initiative is not just military. Actually, we say in the initiative is actually the military. If you can't do the firefighter thing, you can't do the police officer thing, you can't, do the other things, and you got a high school diploma. And there's a lot of people that join the military without a high school diploma, but they get you your GED while you're in the damn military. It's a lot of dudes. Even Jay Sean said it. He didn't graduate from high school. He got his GED in the military, did his college, did his shit, and he's a six-figure dude with a
Yeah.
home. Buying another
Yeah.
home over there in Germany with his daughter. And he's actually renting out his home to someone else that's paying him money that's actually probably somewhere attached to the government or in the military. So he know he's going to get his rent. He know he's going
Yeah.
to get his money because it's direct
You're
deposit.
gonna you're gonna
Like,
get your money.
like but we shouldn't do this though, right? We should listen to this stuttering fool on the internet because he has no knowledge of what he's talking about because of some inherent bias to it. It's not for everybody. The
It's
military,
not.
and it's a lot. It's not for everybody because it's hard. You don't. It's not easy money because you work for it. You know what I'm saying? You do work for it. Like I just shit. You do
Oh, you
work for it.
work. You work.
And you
Yeah.
and then if you go to war, there's the thing. But you don't get shit for
Yeah.
free in life. And I'm talking about to
This
men.
is
I'm saying to men. To
this
men. It's your job as a man to challenge the damn environment. That's your
this is what
job.
I would tell you. And then too, see, they don't understand what's getting ready to happen. Okay, how much time between actual wars or conflicts have we had between each one? Right. Let's just do the math again. I'm all about this because I like to share information. Okay,
Oh, hold on,
so
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, he's here. He's here. Since you're here, you heard your name. The link is posted in the chat. The link is posted in the chat. It's pinned to the chat, so you can hit the link and come up here and explain yourself. Oh, go ahead, General. My bad.
yeah, so um, let's look at Gulf War and how many years went by, right? Gulf War and the war on terrorism and the Iraqi freedom. All right, let's see how many years went by. On average, right? The Gulf War happened in 91. We didn't go back until, what was it, 2001? When we went back to war. So you had about 10 years between that war. So on average, we get about between wars and conflicts, we get about between 10 to 12 years, right? So now, in my opinion, will be the perfect time for a young man or young woman coming out of high school, because the war is over with. They bringing motherfuckers home right now. That means that we're gonna, hopefully, we should see between about 12 years of peacetime. Hopefully, if nothing goes wrong.
Nothing goes wrong.
If nothing goes wrong, you should see about 12 years of peacetime. Only 33.5% of active federal troops, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps altogether, actually went on a deployment. 33%. That means the other 79% was here stateside or back at regular Army duty units doing train up missions and all that shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
facts. You can look it up for yourself.
Now,
So your chances.
Oh, go ahead, General.
So your chances of deploying, so your chances of, if war should come and you are serving, my chances were great based upon how long I had been in, based upon my qualifications, based upon my job skill, my job set. So yeah, and based on where I was stationed at. I was in Germany at the time. They was like, oh yeah, it's easy. We just send what we got in Germany because they're closer. Cost effectiveness, right? A lot of motherfuckers in the States, they didn't deploy unless you were at places like Fort Hood, Fort Drum, Fort Campbell, the one in North Carolina, 82nd Airborne. Yeah, those installations. Yeah, if you was at motherfucking Fort Polk or fucking Hawaii, you ain't go no goddamn deployment. You trained up a lot, but you ain't go no damn deployment. See, that's the difference.
Yeah.
It's the luck of the draw. That's the worst. That's the worst thing that happened to you. And now it's gotten so. Check this out. I'm gonna hit you with the real shit, and I'm gonna pass the mic to you. It's gotten so. If you live in Chicago, Baltimore, Detroit, Los Angeles, even Atlanta now, St. Louis, guess your chances are higher because you're of being fucked off than it is going to war.
Yeah.
Those are facts.
Exactly.
Where's Big J at, man? He here? Big J coming?
The link was pinned to the top of the chat. He said he heard his name.
Man, Big J don't want no smoke.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm like, you said something. Then I'm challenging what you're saying. You have a chance to actually explain your position if there's any misconceptions of what you were saying. So Cerulean was up here. This is what's going on. So you can't say that you wasn't given a chance to speak on your position, to have a conversation about it.
Big J, where you at, man? Come on up, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You
I
heard your name?
against you, man. I love to talk to you, Big J. Come on, man.
Me personally,
it's mighty fun. You know what? You know what I found? And this is something that I found to be fucking amazing. I found that most motherfuckers who haven't even driven past a military depot, let alone been inside of one or on the installation, went through the gates, can tell you more about the military than you can tell them. And your ass gave blood, sweat, and tears to the motherfucker. I find that interesting.
Well, you know the thing is, General, is that here's the thing, and I get it. Most people can't understand it. Most military bases are its own city within itself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's most people. I've met people that have been stationed in Japan, met their wives, and their wives don't even leave the damn base. They go from base to base. They do everything from base to base to base because they don't like being where they at because they just there to get the money, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've got people who came over, and they enjoyed their time so much that they told their husband, "You need to re-up and stay." Right?
Yeah.
You need to re-up and stay. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we want to stay here. I done made friends the 20 years that I have not. You know, here's the funny thing, General, right? I have not, since 2000, spent a full calendar year in the United States of America.
Mm.
I have not lived in the United States of America since 2002. Like,
Yeah, deal.
you know what I'm saying? I have not. I have actually went back home a total of 3 times since 2002. One when my uncle died, the second one I got out, and then when I turned 35, because I ain't been home in damn near 8 years. And that was 2016.
Right. Yeah.
So that's 3 times. So I'm gonna be 40 next month. So that means at 20 years of age, I have not lived a full calendar in the United States. So half of my existence on the planet, I have lived everywhere but the United States of America. And I only did 8 years in the military. I spent 2 years in the States, stationed in Norfolk, and I spent 6 years stationed in Japan.
See?
So that means for 14 years of that, I wasn't in the military. So I've lived overseas on my own volition. I only actually worked on the military installation as a civilian for 2 years. So I've been working in the economy. I own my own
on the economy.
Yeah. So I own my own business. I own houses here's the thing. Me and Charles was talking, General, right? I own a house in London. I own 2 houses in Scotland, right? So what people don't know is called the United Kingdom, right?
Right.
Of England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. So technically, Scotland is its own country.
Right.
So that means I live in one country and I own houses in 2 other ones.
And 2 others, yeah.
Paid off. Now, here's the question. A kid from Baltimore growing up in squalor, how was I able to pull that off? Because there was nobody in Baltimore even training me on the efforts of even knowing what a fucking passport was. So how would I get this information to travel, be good with my money? Because the thing about us as Black folk, we don't know shit about finances or agency over our finances.
Facts. Because you probably took a couple of finance classes that were mandatory, and they piqued your interest. You was like, wait a minute, what? Oh, that's how this shit work? Oh, okay.
Well, you know what happened, General? You know what happened? You know what happened, General?
What happened, bro?
What happened? I got tired of living paycheck to paycheck on the ship. You know what I'm saying? You know, you young, you stupid.
I know.
You get that money.
I know. I've been there.
You know what I'm saying? You get that 2,000, that whole 2,000 in your pocket, and you ain't got to spend it on nothing. Like, you know what I mean?
Nothing.
And then it's payday. So everybody at the mall, you got that military. You get that loan, that car loan, because you gotta have a car. Because the billet basis is always.
Oh yeah, you gotta have that.
Gotta have a car. Gotta have a whip, right? And you're getting the whip, and you out there, and you spending money on hollering at these women and gas.
Yep. Clothes and parties.
Clothes, gas, and phone. Clothes, gas, phone, and that's when KFC came out with them honey barbecue buffalo wings. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, running around.
I think I was a I think I was a young cat. I think I was a young cat, man, and I always knew that I would end up being in the service in the military because of my uncle, who was command star major at the time, He was over at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. He was a artillery cat, right? And I used to go over there with him while I was for summer vacations. I go visit, and he was, drill instructor going up through the ranks and all that shit. First sergeant, and I used to be amazed. I was like, wow, this shit is, and that's what hooked me on wanting to join the military was my uncle, right? Going hanging out with him. He would take me on post with him and me and my cousin. He would always he would drop us off at the gym. We'd go play basketball, fuck around, all that shit, right? So, and I remember this cat, man, who graduated like high school like 2 years before I did. He went into the Marine Corps. And I wanted, when he came back for a high school graduation, and it's my home, right? Yeah. And he had a Saab. Remember the Saabs? He had a Saab 998. Remember them?
Yeah, I remember them.
And I was like, oh, this motherfucker got a Saab. Everybody in the hood wanted the Saab back in the day, right? I was like, oh, this motherfucker got the Saab, man. Look, this motherfucker got the Saab on the 5-star rims. I was like,
oh, you fell off. Because we had a connection issue. You're going to come back. Let him finish when he comes back. But, you know what I'm saying? The military itself, I don't say that it's a first option. But if you can't do the other thing and the financial burden in which you're going through, I even tell people, I had to tell my homegirl that I went to school with. She was an architect. She said she had $100,000 in student loan debt. I said, sis, go work for the government. Just go work for the government. And she's like, what you talking about? I said, the government does X, Y, and Z. They'll give you the rate. They have a thing where when you have a loan or something outstanding and it's a federal loan, they'll cut down the interest as a sign-on package, as a contract to get your expertise. So her student loan debt got shrunken down from $100,000 that what she was paying on it, because she was only just paying the interest and a little bit of what the principal of what it was, to $100,000 down to $65,000. Hold on, General. Hold on. It says device is not connected. Hold on. All right, there you go.
Yo.
There you go. There you go, General.
You got me? All right.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, man. So, and that's what I saw him. I was like, man, uniform and all that shit. Mind you, I'm still, 10th grade. And I was like, man, I'm gonna go to the Marine Corps. You know what I'm saying? He was like, no, don't do it. You don't want to do the Marine Corps. So that's what swayed me. I was like, yeah, well, then I was decent enough to get a little scholarship, but went off played a little college ball, and then that went to the side. That went to the side. Long story. I learned about putting my shit out there because niggas try to use it against you. But anyway, I ended up, and here I am. You see what I'm saying? No regrets. But that, when he came back with that Saab and had them, man, I was like, God damn. And then he always had money. He was always fresh dressed. And, he would come back and be on leave for 30 days. A whole 30 days.
Paid.
And paid.
You gotta say it, General. Paid. Yeah. Listen. People don't even understand.
Paid, bro.
People don't even understand. If you work a year in the military or in the government, you know what I mean? But in the military, they give you 2.5 days of leave per month.
Yep.
Right? So that equates to 30 days of leave. Now, I think you can have at the most 60 days on the books.
Right? It's not because of COVID, it went to 90. It's 93 or 94 days. 90,
okay, so they changed.
Or something. Yeah.
Because I remember when I was in, it was 60 days on the books. They call it use it or lose it, right?
Use or lose, yeah.
Yeah, use or lose. So you get 30 days paid vacation, 30 days. That means that your salary isn't cut in half. You get your full salary.
Yep.
30 days paid vacation that you put in, and you get to go on leave. That means you get to go home and you get to decompress for 30 days.
So, better yet, let's just say like you and I, we pretty cool. We good people and shit. So I called you and we met and we hung out a couple of times. Or we military buddies. I'm back in the States now. You're still over there, right? You in,
Yeah.
where you at? Japan? You
Yeah.
still over there in Japan? So I call you. Hey, bro, what's going on next month? Oh shit, bro. You know, we just whatever. You know, me and old lady say, hey, man, me and wifey coming. I'm about to take 30 days. I could take my passports, me and wifey, scan our passports, catch a hop where the normal airline ticket is about to go to Japan from America. The normal airline ticket round trip is going to be anywhere from $2 to $3 grand, right?
Mhm.
Each for me and her, $2 grand for me, $2 grand. That's $4 grand. I can catch a military hop for $37.
Yep.
Get a ticket,
37.
military hop, fly to Japan, hang out over there with you and your wife, me and my wife at the time, for 30 days. I'm still getting paid. I ain't missing no money. My bills are still being paid. And we in Japan for 30 days on
Oh,
vacation.
but here's another one. Here's another one that people don't understand, right? Let's just say the general didn't know me from a can of paint. He don't know me. We don't know each other. He decided he want to go to Japan or whatever, right? If there's an embassy usually there in that country and it's an allied country, there's some type of military installation.
Oh yeah.
So he can actually, let's say he flies into Tokyo, which he will. He can stay in the Nusano, which is a military 5-star hotel. It looks like a regular, it looks like a beautiful 5-star hotel, but guess what it is? It's actually only for military or government
Oh
people.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So
I do it all the time.
He stays at the hotel, and the 5-star hotel will probably run him $50 to $60 a night. Whereas in the area that it's in, the going price for a 5-star hotel where you got the Ritz-Carlton up the street, you got the Hilton, you got the Sheraton, they run in between $500 to $2,000 a night for the same size room.
Yeah. I do it all the time when I travel.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I do it all the time when I travel. I'm like, hey, shit, unless it's too far, then I get a regular hotel room. But like anytime I go, like when I go to on a 4-day weekend, for example, let's say I want to go to fucking San Antonio, right? They got Joint Base, fucking whatever it is, the chief medical training facility for the Army there. They got a hotel there. It's $27 a night. Matter of fact, it's a goddamn Holiday Inn Express on the post. $27 a night.
You know what I'm saying?
Not to mention, if I choose not to, guess what? Are you military? Yes, I get a military discount.
There you go. There you go. 90% of the hotels, chains, you talk about Sheraton, Hilton, you talk about in that group, they give military discounts. Sometimes, and a lot of military people, we actually go on vacation after tourist season. Yep. So they'll give you sometimes up to 20-30% discounts because, it's better to have somebody in the room than nobody. And the company gets a tax break anyway.
There you go.
They incentivize to give it to you. Matter of fact, General, let me ask you a question. How many times you've been on a flight or international flight? You got free upgrade because you was in the military.
Oh, yeah. That happens quite often. I can't even count. But see, what happens is they always got the military line separate. They got the express line. So you go online, you register your DOD ID number, right? And then when you get to the airport, you show your passport, your ID card, and they automatically usher you over to the express line. Ain't all that waiting in line and checking your feet and taking your shoes off, all that shit. Nah, let's go. And then I've been going on planes, man, and the stewardess will say, because they know your ticket, especially if you're military, the stewardess will come back there and get you and say, hey, you're in seat such and such. We have a free upgrade for you. Go to first class. Yeah.
See, and General, like Hiatus, this is my bro. Like, he know me in real life. He stayed in the house with me over here in Japan. Know his pops. Pops was in the Marines. He was prior army. You know what I'm saying? So me and him chopped it up, right? And I was talking about Nusano and stuff. And he was with me. Like, we all went down to Nusano, kicked it, you know what I'm saying? Doing all the stuff, and you know what I'm saying? So people, you know, there's the added benefits, and a lot of these stuff that me and the general is telling you or telling the audience is this is stuff we found out after being in the military. They don't even really tell you this when they recruit you.
No,
This
don't
is
tell
shit
you
that
shit.
you find out after you join and actually at your command. You find this shit out.
Yeah, because you always got motherfuckers that's already in there. You know, you make friends, your homeboys be like, hey, man,
Yeah.
you want to go here? Look, man, look, when I was, like, for example, I've been to the party capital of the world 3 different times. That's Ibiza, Spain. Look it up for the audience that's listening. Ibiza, Spain. It's the party capital of the world. Look it up and see who goes there. Just look it up. You know how much it cost me, man, to go to Ibiza, Spain for a 4-day weekend? I paid $120. Air flight, hotel included. $120. You can look it up. Or you can go to Rota, Spain. I've been you still there, bro? Did I lose you? Hello?
Oh, yeah, I'm still here.
Oh,
I hit the wrong thing.
for example, when we took the ex-wife, we went to Barcelona. Went to
Yeah.
Barcelona for 14 motherfucking days, man. That's what they got over there. They got a naval station over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like miss me with the bullshit. Now here I am, a little black boy from the inner city of Compton, California, South Central Los Angeles. Been all over the goddamn world, and I know motherfuckers that never been outside of the goddamn state, let alone been outside of the city.
Hold on, Jim. You're CJ. Yo, CJ.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it work, fam. I think I
Oh, we
got
can
it.
hear you. We can hear you, bro.
Yes, sir. I'm just here for the, you know what I'm saying, the knowledge and the breaking the bread. You did what I'm saying.
You know
Oh,
what I'm
what's up
saying?
with you, fam?
What's happening? What's happening, man?
Chilling.
I'm off early today, so I just been vibing with you since 8 o'clock, man. Y'all keep rapping, man. I feel it when I can feel in you, dude.
Well, like, since you up in CJ, see, General, like, you know how a lot of these dudes that be in these spaces, right? They be up here screaming and yelling and going off and a lot of shit, right, General?
Right.
This is another person that knows me in real life. Like, he actually seen me smack motherfuckers in real life.
Okay.
Like, this is my dude. This is
Dre. Hey, Dre.
huh?
Hey, let's not do it to him, man.
Like, this is my dude for real. My man's right here, General. We was dealing with some racist Marines, to say the least, right?
Okay.
And let's just say the shock and awe happened. I shocked, and he jumped off a pole and punched the dude in the face, knocked him out, but he broke his wrist at the same time. But let's just say the racist Marines became less racist after the ass whipping. And then, you know, when the brothers came, you know, we got shore patrol, or we got C-face security. Y'all got the MPs, right?
Yep.
Y'all got the MPs and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? The brothers came, right? And when the brothers came, they heard what he was saying and they worked him out.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So even, and I was trying to tell these brothers, General, that even overseas, you know, the racism doesn't stop from America. Just because we ain't saying you run in the military and it's over. Actually, it's more subverted, coverted, and more direct.
But they don't understand, because I can't tell you, especially like being in Europe, man, with the Turks, they don't understand. It's not, you know, a lot of times it's not the people that you serve with. There's still some racism in there. I won't never say it's not. I can't lie like that. Yes, there is racism there. It's covert. But when it comes down to you being an American and you dealing within the city, that wherever you may be, like we had a big problem with the Turks over there. They didn't like blacks. They was cut. They would cut motherfuckers up. I got a question for you brothers, man. Have you guys looked at the latest VA rates for VA disability?
Nah. Yeah.
Look it up. Pull it up right quick. You're gonna be in for a surprise, boy. And see, this is another thing they don't know.
Hold on. VA. Okay, I'm pulling it up right now.
The
Pulling up
2022
right now.
proposed VA disability rates.
Hold on. It said proposed. I just found this table. Hold on. Let me see.
No, you got to go to 2022 VA pay. Check.
Okay.
Trust me.
Hold on. 2022. Okay. Compensation rates. All right, cool. I'm gonna share this on.
The increase for 2022, bro. This
Share
is
this
something
on.
I be trying to put motherfuckers on point for the nation, bro.
Yeah.
If you're not getting your money, that's what you need to look at. Okay, check it out. So let's say, and we know y'all know how the game go. So let's say that you're on active duty, right? Let's say you do your 3 years, your 4 years. Let's say you get hurt, twist the ankle, you strain your back, whatever the case may be. All right. So the Army says, all right, we're gonna separate you from the Army, okay? But the VA says, hey, you're entitled to 80% disability, right? Right? 80%.
80%.
So they're gonna pay you. So you're gonna get 1862.96 for the rest of your life.
Yep.
I'm sorry, it's 1980. It's 1987.20 for the rest of your life. That's 90%. Let's say that they say, hey man, you fucked your back up really bad. We're gonna give you 100%. That's $3,313.18 per month, tax free for the rest of your life, and you still could work.
Yeah. 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 Because it's 100% disability, working disability. So people understand you can get 100% disability. There's two types. There's non-working disability, and then there's 100% working disability.
So what can you do with an extra $3,318 a month, tax free?
A lot.
You know,
You see, a lot.
Do you know that there's people that's working a job right now? Let's just do the math again. You know I'm all about the math on this shit. I'm all about the fucking math, bro. Let's just say that
hold on, General. Joe just said something before you do that. He said with dependents, right?
Oh yeah,
we ain't talking about.
I'm just talking about by yourself.
By yourself.
With dependents, I think it went to 36.18.
Yeah, because they add if you had
plus your child.
Yeah. For each additional child at 100% disability, you get almost $100.
Yep.
Per child under 18.
If the child is over the age of 18 and going to college, you get I think it's $200 and some odd dollars.
Yeah, almost 300 with 100% disability, and if the spouse requires aid and attendance, then you add that. So basically, say you got 2 kids that's under 18, one going to college, and you got a spouse. Because the other thing is that if you have, they even account that if your kids are grown, not going to college, you actually get something because you're married. You got a spouse too.
Yeah, you still get that. Okay, so at 100% VA disability, sitting on your ass at home, if you choose to, not working, you will make $43,416 a year doing nothing.
Pension.
That's
but you gotta. I ain't gonna. I'm okay. I'll say somebody like me, for example, right? Somebody like me, right? Who's gonna end up getting 60% of his base pay, right? All right. So that's $4,400 a month right there alone. Now I know that because I'm a Purple Heart awardee, I know I'm gonna get, the VA. Now let's add the VA. What I said was because I got dependents, my daughter, so I'll get plus 3618. So now sitting at home on my ass a month, I'm still gonna make roughly the same amount of money that I make now. Plus there are a couple of other things because the CRSC kicks in now. Plus that's 950, and then I'm gonna file for my Social Security disability. Plus that's another 2080. So I'm gonna sit at home. Well, not me. Somebody like me. Somebody like me. I'm gonna sit on my ass and sit at home and collect 11 grand a month doing nothing.
Nothing.
Jack and shit.
You know what I'm saying? And that's and here's the thing. You do 4 years. I'm just letting y'all know this. If you do 4 years in the military, you was depending on what your job is, right? That's why you see a lot of these veterans that was in for 4 years doing the war on terrorism and stuff.
Yo, Trey.
And a lot of them, right? You know what I'm saying? That did 4 years and did 8 years, they can get VA benefits, and they usually sit around the 50 to 80 percentile mark.
Yes, 50 to 80% is about average. Yes.
So with 50 to 80 percentile mark, you getting 17. You get 17
to 2,400 a month
to 24 to 24, right? But then the extra thing is what people don't understand is when you go to the VA and check up with them, with their doctors or whatever, guess what? It will go up on its own over the years.
Yep.
Once you're in the system, it'll go up over the years. It will keep going up. So you did your 4 years and you working your job and you getting tired of being there and they doing all this other crazy crap. And then you go check in the VA and your shit went from 50 to 90 all of a sudden. Man, I can go walk some bullshit ass job. Fuck this job. Like,
I try to put motherfuckers on game, especially my fellow veterans, because I'm still active duty. I see the changes. I know what's going on, and I've had people on various channels, you know who I'm talking about, to argue me down. But you know what?
To chime in on that. And they say
go ahead, bro.
On point. So, I was in the military too. I worked for the federal government for 10 years, right? So it sounds like a relapse because when I got out around like 2005, 2006, like y'all talking about Tesla, they had the same thing with contracting. So I went over to Iraq with KBR
there you
for
go,
a little bit.
boy.
Yeah.
Killing the game, wasn't you?
It was nice. It was a nice little situation. It was a nice little situation. So when I came back, I was living in Hawaii at the time. So then that's when I went to Japan and I started the GS sector. So I was one of those cats when I got out, man. Like my experience was just like it was all gas when I was in the military. I did Hurricane Katrina, I deployed there, Hurricane Green, I did Iraq, I did anyway. So I was one of those like I don't need the VA. You did what I'm saying, like you ain't breaking me like that. But I can tell you like this: I've been separated from the government for almost 10 years, and a lot of effects that we're so damn whole about, man. You don't see those effects till 5, 10, 15 years later.
Yep.
I can tell you now that when I went to war as a kid, you ain't processing everything like the 28, 29, 30-year-olds are processing it. You got that M16, you got that battery in your back, and it's game time. So now looking back on it, it's kind of like, I'm making my little moves, but it's kind of like, you owe me, fam. You made me into a barbarian. You made me into a savage. Just think about basic training every day, dog. You talking about kill, kill, kill. We have mantras like that.
Did you apply for your have you applied for your VA benefits, brother?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just starting now. I just moved to North Carolina. I'm with some veterans. My man's airborne, and he said that the closest one we got is Fayetteville, where I'm located. And I had a captain before who helped me get my business license. That he was stationed at Fort Lee that put me on the game at the same time. But I was moving a little bit different. But now it's to the point they said at the minimum, with my case, and this is just the minimum. They said I'm guaranteed 40%.
Okay, 40%, right? So
Yeah,
this, all right. So I'm not, disclaimer, I'm not the subject matter expert. I just
yeah,
know the system because I'm going through the system. If they're telling you it's 40%, then that means that you could double that. That they know that it's 80% because you have to factor in age.
right,
If it's 80%, then they know also that your ailments can gather you all the way, push you to 100%. So what you have to do is, and I'm just gonna give you a little bit of advice, and I'm not a certified VA claims rep or none of that shit. But
right,
I know the system, right? You have to do your research. You have to get in that CFR. You have to look at your age, and then you have to factor in all the ailments. Hey, I got back and knee pain. Everything must be bilateral. If one knee hurt, the other knee hurts. Start going to your doctor. You can go to a civilian doctor, and if he puts
right,
that verbiage in there that says this was done, you've been suffering from this for the last 15 years, and it dates back through your military service, there's a blurb that he could put in there says that this is service connected. The VA will not argue with a medical doctor.
right.
They not gonna argue. They're gonna be like, oh well, shit, a real MD from St. Luke's Hospital said this. Well, we got to pay this motherfucker. That's it. That's how easy it is.
Because the burden of proof falls on them. Actually, what happens is the burden of proof
What's up,
falls on
Joe?
them. Hey, what's going on,
Come on,
Dre?
Joe.
What's going on with y'all? What's up, Dre? But now what happens is the burden of proof falls on the
Yep,
on the
on the
VA, not us. So what happens is I forgot what they call it. I'm going through it now.
You got to
Now,
get a
mind you,
Nexus. You need a.
I gotta
You need
get
to.
next. I gotta get it was a DBQ.
Yep, Nexus
Basic,
DBQ.
yeah, from my doctor saying, "Yo, okay," and my civilian doctor saying, "This is this." Because VA doctors
Facts.
won't they won't fill that shit out for you.
Facts.
So the only thing they get real funky with in terms of DBQs and next things or DBQs in particular is mental stuff,
Yep.
PTSD, all that stuff. You got to go to a VA doctor. They'll make your blood go to one, So
Yep.
and that's the only person. Even when they do the what do you call it, the CMP exam.
Yeah.
That's the only time you go to it because they contracted all of it out now because of COVID, and you got to go to a VA doctor for that. That's the only one that they treat kind of funny. Everything else, they basically they send you to some civilian somewhere, and they go through the whole entire thing. They see your records or whatever else. You talk to them and everything. Boom, there it is.
That's it, bro. That's it. I'm telling you. If you're
Yeah,
sitting
well,
on it,
Yeah,
if you're sitting on it, you letting money go. If you're sitting on it, you
that's what
let
they
what
told me.
yeah,
if
and
you're
that's what I
if
messed up
you
at.
if you're not doing nothing, you're letting money go. And I get angry about that shit because you
Mhm.
served. You went to
Yeah,
combat. If you're
because
sitting there and you got you got a DD 214 honorably
Yeah,
discharged, and you got all your records, and you ain't doing shit
yeah.
with them, you cheating yourself, my brother.
That's what they told me. That's what they
yeah,
told me, man. That's why
no,
I'm
that's
on
what
it.
the brother
Yeah,
told
that's
me.
what they
Yeah, because
told
he
me.
was
That's what they just like that.
Boy,
yeah
you
because
better go get your
my
goddamn money.
BSO he talked to me. I went over there for something else. When my father passed away. I was trying to get all his paperwork and stuff. Because I needed his DD 214 and all this stuff, and then they had a fire at the place where they kept the facility back in 1973. He was in the Korean War, so they said they had a hard time finding all this stuff, but they paid basically for the funeral and everything. So that's when the dude was talking to me. He said, "Well, what about you?" I said, "Yeah, I was in the Marines." He was like, I was in the Marines too. And I said, my father and I, both for two different times, obviously. And so then he was like, "Now, did you do that?" I said, "Yeah, I mean, I had this and that. Never thought nothing about it." He said, "Man, please, you got money sitting there wasting and playing around with." I said,
Yeah,
"Well, man, I've been out like 30 years. I said 25, 30 years. He was like, "Nah, you've been going to the VA and everything." I said, "Well, yeah, I see, that's another thing I messed up. I went to the VA, and if I would have did it when I came home, they would have had better records of everything. But see, when I went to go to the VA, By the time I did it, like 10 years later after I got out, they were like, "You made too much money." I was like, "The VA? When did they start going to needs based?" So they was like, "Yo, it goes on a thing of, if you making this, they were like, you make too much money, we can't do it." And I said, "Okay." Even though I served, I got 52. They were like, "No." And
They
so
saw
then when
you.
I moved, huh?
They saw you coming, Joe. They saw you
Yeah,
coming, and
right.
I bet you that was at the time when they had that big scandal when they were trying to talk about the VA is not meeting the needs of Americans, veterans, and they
Right.
started trying to
Yeah.
revamp. That's what.
Yep, because my pops was always going. He always talked, VA go to VA go, this and that. I'm like, man, it's kind of like that. I said, but it comes in handy now. Let me tell you, as a diabetic, shoot, if I had to pay for them on the insulin, even with my private insurance, man, please, I'd be in the hundreds, if
You
not
be
thousands per month. You know.
so
And then
so.
I would go back though too to the thing where you were talking about in terms of the disability piece. Now there's a part, man, old school was telling me he was Vietnam, and I was sitting, waiting for my VSO, and he was kicking it with me. He was in the Marines back during the Vietnam War, and he was saying, man, he said I get 9,000 a month. I said 9,000 a month. He said, yeah, 9. They said they don't tell you, like lost limbs and all that stuff. So I get paid 9,000 tax free. I was like, okay, I said, maybe do bullshit. So he said, no. I talked to my VSO. The brother was like, no, man, he ain't playing. He's not playing. He said, that's people don't know. That 3 that you see there, that 3,400 is the base. So you
Yeah,
can't wait for certain
yeah,
days.
yeah.
If you get loss of use for anything else, the number goes up. If you got like traumatic brain injuries and crap like that, it can go up.
Goes up.
Yep, all them numbers go up. And then on top of that, you don't have to pay what do you call it, like co-pays and stuff at the day.
Yep,
And if you're in certain states, like here in Alabama, I don't have to pay property tax.
yep.
If I don't pay property tax, I don't pay for tags. You know, so that's
See,
something, man. I mean, I wish I would have done it earlier.
Let me tell you
oh,
what I.
That
Let me
part.
tell you what I'm gonna tell you what I saw with my own eyes when my brother was getting ready to retire. Well, after he was retired. So he was at 90%. He kept fucking with the VA, kept fucking with the VA. They kept saying no, 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 no. Right? So he kept fucking with him. They sent him a letter say, hey, you've been moved, you've been awarded 100% permanent and total from the VA Disability Claims Office.
Right.
We went to the mailbox one day. Now at the same time he was battling Social Security disability. I mean his SSI, right? Social Security disability is what it is. At the same time, he was filing a claim with them. So they put him off like 3-4 years, right? Check this out. Within 30 days, he went to the mailbox. He was like, bro, my check should be coming. My check should be coming. The VA gave him a check for $73,000 tax-free back pay from the date that he filed his claim all
Yep.
the way up until the date they awarded him. The Social Security Disability Office came back and they gave him a check for $53,000 tax-free in 30 days of each other.
hmm And that's what happens. Now, I see Lisa ask you, to Kilpatrick, see what happens, like, because he probably was Vietnam. He was probably a Vietnam vet like them. Like, they try to mess around with these people with the daggone Agent Orange, and they drag you. I can see with the bureaucracy of it all because Trump made it where it was much faster, more fluid. And all of a sudden, when COVID hit, my stuff just went to a complete almost stop. I'm like, man, what's up? It went from like literally like weeks they were doing stuff to like now I'm going on 2 years. So I'm like, this is crazy, man. They said because of COVID and we can't do this and you can't go to this and that. I'm like, what the hell is all this about? I understand COVID and everything, but it's like then they turn around and start, like I said, started outsourcing everything. But like I said, when it comes to Vietnam, they said Vietnam veterans have priority. And most of them was either they call them like Blue Water Navy. If he was in the Navy, the Marines, if you chances are he was Agent Orange or something like that. It might sometimes take people years. Man, I heard cats getting hundreds of thousands of dollars because it
yeah,
took so damn long
yep.
with Agent Orange.
You know what I'm saying? CJ, you
Man,
was gonna say something?
yeah.
You're
Yo,
you was gonna say something, CJ?
nah, man, you know my story. It's kind of like you know, you gotta get what you owe, man. And it's sad they say that you make too much money when we sign the blank check.
Mm-hmm.
You put that shit on the scale and see which one weigh more.
Thank you. Shoot. And like you're talking about with government contracted gigs, like here, we got Lockheed, was it Lockheed Martin or whatever? They
You
do all
got
the weapons.
Raytheon, you got
Yeah,
Lockheed Martin,
yeah, we got
KBR,
them here. Yeah.
ITT Tech, bro. I done went through the whole motherfucking ring and dog and pony show.
Yeah, because that's what they got here, Lockheed Martin, which is up at actually Fort McClellan, and shoot, they basically they do all the like the weapon systems and stuff like that for the Army, Navy, Air Force, and the Marines.
Missiles, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
they do all the missile fixing stuff. They do all anything. They were like, pretty much they do
let me
anything.
ask
with
let
that
me ask
stuff.
you brothers a question about your VA, trying to get your VA shit straight. Have either one of you brothers did a buddy letter?
I have no idea what you're talking about, to be honest, which
All
put
right.
me up on game on that.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
This is
Go
what
ahead.
you do. Go to Google and put VA form 21-4138.
Oh, let me get a pen, brother. Hold on.
Yeah. See, now that was the problem with me with the buddy letter thing. Is like, okay, I gotta go back and find somebody, and they were like,
Run that again for the people in the back. What's this form?
VA form 21-4138. Let me tell you how it works, Joe. You don't have to go back and find a goddamn. I could write a buddy letter for you because I know
right.
you.
That's what they said. Yeah.
All right. So this is what you have to do. You can have your wife to write a buddy letter for you. She can
Okay.
write the motherfucker.
Yeah. That's what
Your
brother man told
daughter,
me.
your son, as long as they're over the age of 18, anybody that knows you and have known you for a substantial amount of time can write a buddy letter for you. Okay? And I guarantee you, if the verbiage in that buddy letter is correct, right? I guarantee you, them motherfuckers will get hot on your claim. You will hear from them within 7 days. Guaranteed.
And you know, it's so interesting that you say that because you keep hitting on these hot words. I got this little joint, right? When I was on USA.com. And like you said, there's certain verbiage that you got to use. And it's
Yes.
really like the 101 of certain words. It's a thick ass book, man. My pops gave it to me. 18 Marine, it still works. He's like a GS-13 right now. And it's pretty much in USA, you got to match your resume to the way they match the job description. And it sounds like it's kind of the way I have to do this letter, you know what I'm saying, to the VA in that certain context. If I'm hearing correctly.
It's called KSAs.
Hey, let me read you guys something in a buddy letter that I wrote from somebody for a partner of mine who's married. His wife didn't know what to write. So I wrote in this example, throughout our marriage, I've witnessed him suffer from severe depression, anxiety, insomnia, even nightmares, night sweats. We've had relationship problems, trust issues. He's also had anger issues, panic attacks 3 to 5 times per week, and problems with his memory.
Wow.
I am not and have not been sexually satisfied within our sexually dysfunctional relationship for many years. It took them motherfuckers 7 days to respond to him. They gave that motherfucker, he went from 60% to 100% for PTSD.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because
listen,
shoot, if you get a mouthpiece.
let me make a disclaimer. I am not a BSO. I am not a rep. I'm just telling you what you need to say, how you need to say it.
Right.
Another partner of mine, we wrote one for him, and we talked about him being a happy-go-lucky guy. He will always participate in sports. He enjoyed watching football. We enjoy going to sports bars. Since his return from his recent deployment, he's in a very dark, drab place. He's angry. He's always on high alert. It's all in the verbiage.
Oh, it is. And then too, don't forget when you go to the CMP exam, they watch you the whole time. From the minute you drive your ride up in there.
I got some other stories.
They watch everything.
Dumbass motherfucker rode his Harley up there, and they dropped his shit. He was trying to get his 100%. He gonna ride his Harley up there, motherfucker, and got off and gonna put on his knee braces and back braces and all that shit. Went right in there. and them motherfuckers were watching them on their goddamn closed circuit cameras
But
the whole
you know
time.
what though? But you know what though? I don't live in Hollywood, but I know how to act.
There it is.
Yeah.
You
Because
see,
they
never.
pay attention. They pay attention to everything.
Now, you know what and this is what I'm gonna say like this, right? Like we're part of the stream where these brothers are giving information to the brothers that serve. The earlier part of the stream is for somebody ain't never been in it, don't know what it is, ain't trying to be a part of it. Now everybody is witness. Everybody been watching, even the chat been watching, the people that like the stream been watching. I gave him a chance to come up here and say his part. Is that true?
Yeah.
And
No,
he did not take it.
Oh, you talking about Big J?
Yeah, he did not take it. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. So when he go crawl back over to his channel and have his words, I'm not going to address you again after this. You know what I'm saying? Because on some man stuff, if I'm talking about something that I have no experience in, it's all theory. There are 4 people up there. There was Cerulean, so that's 5. There's people in the chat. There's a sister talking about she was a dependent and what she's going through. These brothers are giving information to this. We're not going to sit up here and just plank the military in this bright, bushy tail motherfucking thing. We're giving you both sides of the damn fence.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you had the opportunity to bring yourself up here, right? After this, you can say whatever you want, but I'm gonna tell you how I see it. And to everybody that's listening, use a damn coward. That's how I look at it. Because you had the opportunity to have the conversation with the people that actually served, did their time. You have the general, he's active duty. You know what I'm saying? You have veterans that are up here, that were up here, that are up here. You got veterans in the chat. You have a woman that's a dependent of a veteran with his prior service. You have other people that are probably in the clouds listening and jotting down this wonderful information these brothers, elders are putting out there. This is called solution based. This was the foundation that the manosphere was built on. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was built on, right? So if you have any commentary that you're going to do on your channel from henceforth and forever, then you can refer back to this stream on where I gave him the chance to bring himself up here to address any issues or to be educated or to challenge, debunk, and explain his goddamn position as a man.
So let me assume this though. Obviously, Big J's has never been in the service. Obviously, okay. So he basically was bad mouthing or something, or was stupid for you to go in, type of thing, or.
But you know what? A lion ain't got a water for you to know it's a lion.
What you say, CJ?
I said a lion ain't got a roar for you to know it's a lion.
That's true.
Right. When you really be in the field, I'm talking about really being in the field. We talk about ticks, troops, and combat, things of that nature. Like, it sounds good when you see it on the news, but when you come home, dog, you ain't in the war zone. You don't switch that gear off. It don't go nowhere, bro. That's why a lot of us, we have hobbies now. Whether you're a motorcycle enthusiast like me, I longboard down a mountain 50 miles per hour just to get that rush of hearing them bombs go off. Just to get that rush of when you bust that M16, you smell that gunpowder. I'm gonna give it the nitty gritty. Like it ain't sweet like that. Like it's all, for the country and all the good. But what happens to that man when they come home and they think you're crazy? You ain't crazy. You don't know what it's like when you have to ride the fence line to go to the west side of Balad, Iraq, and you see the cats with the AK-47. And keep in mind, ain't no T-walls at this time. Yep. It's just a gate with barbed wire at the top. So if you let them motherfuckers fly, dog, them Humvees ain't bulletproof like you think they is. Not at that time. You had the rag tops.
That's true.
So every time you wake up at motherfucking 5, 7 o'clock, you could die. When you go to the chow hall, you could die. It don't gotta be you in the shits. You know what I'm saying? Then you come back and you want us to acclimate to regular civilian life. I'm cool with that. But you need to accept of why your freedom is so peaceful for you. We paid that price. We paid that price.
they can't. They'll tell you that you're fighting a white man's war, and these ignorant motherfuckers don't understand that. Bitch, you live here too.
That part. And my thing is like this: before I fight you in my house, we're gonna go in the front yard.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a transition. See, they basically, you got to think. I know when I came out, say on a Thursday, I forget, if you was at I was at Camp Lejeune on Friday. I was sitting in New York at home. So I'm like, it's like, okay, now what do I do?
Yeah.
you know.
That major pain thing, that
Oh, that
that
shit is
major
real.
pain
That
thing,
that shit is real.
that shit is real.
Oh
Like
yeah.
That
he's
shit is real.
yeah, he's like, but here's the thing, and this is what I'm saying, and this is why I say is that the military aspect of the initiative is the last part of it to a degree.
Yes.
That's why it's there, but the labor, the education, all of that is first. Do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of you ain't built like that. Because you'll fight with somebody online, but
Yeah.
when a person said they ready to pull up and meet you in the parking lot to throw some hands, you can't be found.
Hey, don't invite me to a good time.
It wasn't that serious.
You see, we had a couple of cases of that are basically on YouTube in the last last week or
Yep.
two,
Yep.
Yeah.
pulling up on each other.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but and when have we got to the place as men? You know what I'm saying? Like we all can agree, disagree, whatever, but there's a place where you don't go, right?
Yeah.
And the problem is that the main reason why the military thing is in the initiative is because in this society, the way they built it, and it doesn't just affect us as black people, it affects us a lot, but it affects the dominant society too.
Yeah.
Because the problem is that the way the policy is built, they fucked up the country, and the only way for a man to actually be a man to a degree and learn his maturation is you got to be around other men. So the military has been the pseudo coming of age or getting your manhood stripes.
Hey, Dre. Hey, what they say in Sparta? We're gonna throw his ass out for the winter with the spear and his
Yep.
motherfucking satchel. If he returns from the winter, he's a man. If not, natural selection has taken his course.
Yep.
Yes, indeed, man.
Man, who you like, you know what I'm saying? That's why we can sit up here. Me and Joe can disagree. You know, me and Joe, I don't think we've ever disagreed, nothing like that. But we all can sit up here and have our disagreements. But as men, what connects us is we did our service. You know, Joe was a Marine. I was in the Navy. Yeah, you know, I was sitting there while he was piling in the back of the AV, going off the back of the ship in the death coffin. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty much what it was.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the death coffin. And you know what I said? This is what I said, right? Right? Because I used to get mad when they used to come on the fucking amphib. General, like, I don't know if you've been on the amphib, General. I don't know, CJ, you've been on the amphib, right? But when the Marines come on the amphib, them niggas is lounging, working out, eating up everything. All the cigarettes is gone, the dip is gone, and shit, right? And I was like, I'm tired of these motherfuckers. But when I saw them motherfuckers had to get 20 deep, geared, packed the fuck up, piled into a back of a fucking tank, and drive off in the middle of the ocean into the water and hope that bitch pop the fuck back up and drive on land and act like goddamn barbarians, I say, nigga, I'm glad I'm right here.
Yeah.
Man, I would tell anybody in the Marine Corps, I would say the hardest job, believe it or not, and I mean they got to have balls to do this shit. It's corpsman, and that's actually their Navy. So you think about it, you got to roll with us. You know they shooting at your ass too. So they ain't looking at like, oh, you the corpsman.
You know what's crazy that you say that in the Marines, so in the Army, man, I think what you have to have the hardest MOS is EOD.
Yeah,
Oh boy,
yeah,
you gotta have balls.
Steel
yeah,
balls.
balls of steel, man.
Steel balls. Steel
And
balls.
see, and now the Marine Corps is chopping a lot of that stuff off. I mean, I heard they're getting rid of tanks, MPs. They turning the Marine Corps basically is gonna be like one big ass freaking force recon Because I heard now they like training cats, dropping them off in the freaking ocean. You got to swim back like 2-3 miles. I mean, like SEAL team. I'm like, damn, you know. They said because if you want, the government told them, look, if you want these toys here, you got to give up tanks, MPs, some artillery, and something else. And they said, okay, yo, you can get to that. No, the new HK 6.8 freaking such. I think us in the Army are the only ones gonna have them. But they said, man, they changing that whole thing up.
Yeah. Look, listen, I see what they doing with the Marines. Like they like I saw the difference because I'm over here. They didn't reorganize a lot of shit. They broke up a lot of the bases in Okinawa, moved them to Iwakuni over the air base and shit. And they using them as sprees. Motherfuckers is jumping out the motherfucker a spree and swimming and all this other shit. LCAT, all of that shit. You know what I mean? Because when the shit pops off, right? And this is how it goes. When the shit pops off, the Marines are the first ones to cause the motherfucking rape killings.
The devil dogs. Yeah.
They go in first, the Army hold the shit down, and you know what I'm saying? They go in there and keep the fucking shit straight, knock niggas in the head, and then the Air Force show up with they goddamn little, like, you know what I mean, pina coladas and shit. And act like
50 miles away, 50,000 miles away. Bombing shit in there.
Casamigos. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? But it's the service. So if you going in the service and you don't want that smoke and you just want the benefits, join the Air Force if you're smart enough.
Yeah.
Join the Air Force.
Right?
You know,
I would tell my kid to join the Air Force.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, because he was like, I was like, no, man, you want to join the Air Force. You don't want the Marines.
Join the Air Force. Now, if you ain't that smart and you want to be on some chilling pimp shit, you can go join the Navy. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to be on some, Rambo, I want to fight and soldier fortune shit, yeah, okay, join the Army. But
I want that smoke, Dre. I want that smoke. I ain't gonna lie to you. I want that smoke.
You know what I'm saying? You want the smoke, you go in there. But if you really on some super Spartan, aggressive, I'm about to go fuck some shit up, yo, go to Marines.
Because that's all it is. It's like some big adrenaline rush.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to be a pirate and be on some old Miami Vice shit, join the Coast Guard.
If you're going to join the Coast Guard, do it first, then go to another branch of the service because the Coast Guard will do this to you. And you come out of the Marines and go join the Coast Guard, they'll drop you down to I think it's 2 or 3 grades. So if you come in there as an E5, you getting dropped down to about E2. So the Air Force won't take you at all. So most brothers go to the Army.
Because they wired you different. Yeah, I tried. Because you know what's crazy that you say that? I tried to join the Air Force. I got out the Army, right? They looked at my record. They were like, "No, sir, Mr. Scott."
Yep. The Air Force will not take you.
No, but it's man. Look, man. Look, I can say this in my experience. I have never seen a broke motherfucker that left the Coast Guard. So a lot of that drug money that went in somebody's pockets. I don't blame them.
Hey, think about it. They get the nice sweet spots too. You can station in Miami or something. You can station in Miami.
Niggas off the coast of Miami and shit, unless they over there in Alaska and shit. No, you don't want
to say Kodiak. When they told me going to Kodiak, I said, man, come on, you got to be kidding. So ain't nothing but 3 polar bears in that joint.
No, bro, I'm not diving in the water to go save some white dude trying to get some crabs on Dahlia's catch, bro. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I eat, you know what I'm saying? I like snow crabs, but I can eat these nice Chesapeake Bay crabs all day. I'm not going out there because Brad and Karen wanted to go on a yacht and they didn't pay attention. And the wind blew their ass over there, and they up there fighting 10-foot, 20-foot fucking waves in a goddamn little ass catamaran. That's what they get. Natural selection.
At least with that, you can go the Virgin Islands or whatever else. They do. Coast Guard is all them spots. Where Marines, for us to go to someplace outside like 29 Palms or some crappy looking spot like that, you end up you have to do embassy duty, and embassy duty is super hard to get. Security service, man, please. And then what they do is they used to put you in like some shithole like Chad, I know the brother that went embassy duty. He was stationed with me. He said, "Man, first place they sent him to was Chad." I'm like, "Where the frick is that's in Africa? Somewhere in Central Asia. It's like some French colony in Central Africa." Then he went to like France or something, or Great Britain or Australia or something like that. But that's what they do to you when you do security services. Or you got to
Yeah,
do sea duty. You sit there, sea duty, you use a guard in the admiral. You walking around with him.
walking
You know.
around with them. Like,
Yeah.
me doing this here. But you know what I'm saying, fellas, what I'm gonna do here is, you know what I'm saying, because our producer always gave me this talking, Char Willie, shout out to Char Willie, the first lady you know what I'm saying, of
Mhm.
the YouTube spaces and Black YouTube. Um, I'm gonna go around the table, give all y'all brothers y'all final thoughts. We're gonna close this out. You know what I'm saying? Because when we start talking about solutions, people stop watching because they just want to live in their trauma. But so you know what I'm saying, we can go around, whoever want to go first. You know what I'm saying, give you the front and y'all brothers can say your final words.
All right.
It don't matter.
Uh,
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
tip of the spear, man. With the shell or on the motherfucker, always first. Stemper Paratus, always ready. Hey, listen, bro. If you got some questions, man, any veterans out there, man, I'm always up here. Y'all can hit the chat. I'll send out my email. I'm gonna shoot it to you, brother, DeAndre. And that way,
Yeah.
man, if y'all need some help, man, with this shit, I'm telling you, because I got access to, medical motherfuckers that do the med board, and they be giving all the secrets and shit about how to get your percentages up. You know what I mean? So I'm solution based, man. Solution based. Who? Thanks for having me, DeAndre. Good
Oh,
hollering
no
at you.
problem.
Good hollering at you, brother Joe. And my
Oh, hey,
man, it was
good to you,
good to
General.
meet you, brother Scott. Just hit me, man, and I'll link you. I do whatever I got to do, man, to help you get this paper, because that's what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
Too easy. I'm out, bro.
All right,
Bye.
appreciate it, General.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
see.
Who next?
Well, I guess I'll go next or whatever. Man, thanks for having me, Andre. It was good little conversation here to be had. Like I said, it's informative. If you basically like the general just said, if you were looking for information for it, or you need to go through some stuff, you can hit up probably any of us. If we know it, if we don't, we can point you in the right direction, maybe to somebody you might, you know. So, with that being said, everybody have a good night, peace and love, and we will talk again soon. All right, y'all. Bye.
Yes, yeah, man. I just want to piggyback off what they said, all that, right? And I want to say, Dre, man, I'm proud of you, bro. I remember when we was in Japan in the man cave 10 years ago, and we talked about this, bro. We
Oh,
weren't
yeah,
even
bro.
moving like this. We wasn't even on this film tip, this stream shit. You did what I'm saying. So I want to say, man, thanks for the information that you put out, you know what I'm saying, weekly with new information, with new people coming on. You did what I'm saying, because it helps me out a lot since day one. And keep staying solution based, my dude. That's
Yeah,
it, man.
man.
Go mode.
Appreciate you, fam. Like, appreciate you, man. We gonna chop it up, man. Give you about 30. We be in the back, baby, yocking it up. Appreciate everybody that came up here. This was my response. I'm just gonna be real with you. This was my response to the him that shall not be named anymore. On speaking on something. And like I said before, I did give him the opportunity, because that's why the link was posted, pinned to the chat. So he chose not to read it, and he left out the stream to do whatever the hell he decided he was going to do. Right? So you got your attention, but that's all the attention we going to give you. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, appreciate every last one of you that came through. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me check it, because I got to thank y'all. So we got some likes on the stream. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? Appreciate it, definitely, for the likes and the support. We got a dislike, and that's okay. I don't really care on that motion, but I'm going to do my YouTube jig. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all very much. You know what I mean? If you have been entertained, but I want, you know what I'm saying, more likely to give knowledge and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Chaos, I know you in the back, man, but I wanted this to be a panel for guys that served in the military for for them to speak out and speak their mind. No one's going to beg you to be great, but we will roast the hell out of you to hold you accountable. Salute to everybody that came through. Y'all have a lovely evening, and peace.